I'm doing this intro live, motherfuckers. Live from the Low-Key studio for this Thursday, the 6th of March, it's Back Pocket. Brought to you as always by our well-read and wordy Back Pocketeer patrons. This week starring, that's me on the train, Gus Ronald. It's not Gus Ronald.
Any of the creative there that we...
Ew. I hate you. That's the worst. It's gonna get stuck. I'm so sorry. I just need to see if it works.
This has gone terribly. Gus Ronald.
Halo 3.
And special guest, Games Journal and Children's Book author, Mark Serrels.
Going to tell us what the weather's like? It's pissing down outside. When's it going to stop?
I don't know that.
I don't know how I can be any clearer than that.
And behind the scenes, it's me, Will and Blair. Now shape up and don't be shit. It's time for Back Pocket.
Shit, we'll be great. Welcome to Back Pocket for another week. We're doing it again with you guys, the chat, the audience that we know and we love. This week on the show, we have a very serious discussion about Aussie games journalism. Then we float around as heads on green screen pretending to be video game characters before rounding it out, giving you guys solid life advice. Because when it comes to giving advice on life, who has got a more fulfilled and happy life than us? Well, if it's anyone, it's probably this man over here. It's Mark Serrels, ladies and gentlemen. Hey!
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. I've been wanting to come on here for ages. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. You've never made this something we've known
No.
about. You haven't.
I just sort of silently brooded and when are they going to invite me?
If I write a book, they'll have to let me.
Strongly worded letter.
That's why I include someone on the show.
Do I write a letter or no? I'll write a whole novel instead. We've wanted to have you here for a long time. You're a long-time friend of us. I'd say the show, but again, haven't been on the show, so now a new friend of the show.
Rub it in a little more.
Yeah, but we've known you for a long time. You've worked in the games industry or the games journalism industry for a long time, and we've known you from Good Game Days back then. And I was going to say we've run in the same circles and bumped into each other. And
It's a small circle.
it's a small circle, and we're often drunk in it. But
tiny
size.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
small.
But you're still in the world of tech, in that kind of stuff. But
Yeah. I'm kind of like a retired games guy. Don't play games anymore.
Oh, here's some.
There you go.
Shit.
Some
Look at that young
throwback
spring
Oh my
chicken.
god, where are my wrinkles? That's fucked up.
When was
wild.
this?
Oh, when was that? Yeah, that was when Janet was running Good Game back in the day. So
Yeah.
that was mad. I don't even think that went out.
Is that
I think
just
it
a
was on
walk-on?
YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. That didn't go to actually the national broadcaster. That was.
And I was writing a story about Good Game Spawn Point as well. That was why I was there. I was interviewing everyone because it was a new show. I remember.
Well, yeah, this would have been like it started in 2009 Spawn Point, so maybe this was 10.
Yeah, holy
But look
shit.
at you getting into it, playing
I
with the
love
props,
it.
Phone,
talking to
there's
Darren. Hello, Darren.
Yeah, Darren.
Oh, you freaking loved it. Oh, well, look, you're a big fan of your work because you've done a lot of stuff in front of the camera as well, just because you love doing that
I
stuff.
love it, man. I'm a hoe. I'm a hoe for the camera.
Yeah.
Anytime.
He said "whore," everyone.
Ho. No.
Yeah.
I feel like
Merry Christmas.
Excellent. And obviously, a big part of your personality comes from your origin, and a big part of that is things that you like. And so I thought, we should all celebrate with a cheeky
Cracker brew.
the classic.
Jesus
Did you
Christ.
ever go to the
This is the OG.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
of course.
This
This
is
is from the
actually-
international section of the supermarket.
Oh my god, these are like $10 a can. So
Yeah, they're on special, actually. I don't think anyone's buying them. You introduced me to this stuff, so that's
Yeah.
why I thought I've got to bring this on the show.
crack it.
You know, before these were available everywhere, there was only one place you can get them, and it was
Scotland.
the Great British Lolly Shop in
Yeah.
Darling
Yeah.
Harbour. And because my dad's from Aberdeen, we used to go there maybe once a week, and he'd always get Iron Brew.
So
How do you pronounce it?
Iron Brew.
Iron Brew.
But, when I first moved to Australia, I remember I used to fucking love Iron Brew. Like, I'm serious. Like, my whole life I drank Iron Brew. And then when I first moved to Australia, I was really upset about having to give it up.
Yeah.
And I remember I was in an Isle of Woolies one day with my my girlfriend at the time.
He said
my wife.
Woolies, everyone. He
Woolies.
said Woolies.
And I saw an Iron Brew bottle in Woolies, and
They
were
do it in
stocking
bottles?
it. They used to stock it, like for real. And I literally like sank to my knees, like not a joke. I actually fell to my knees.
Amazing.
I was just like, this is where I belong.
Well, it's still in Woolies and Coles, but it's in the section that has like green tea.
Yeah.
It's like the
there's
foreign area of the
Yeah.
supermarket, and
But
it
like,
sits
you,
down
you
there
there.
can
is the
get rice,
international
you
aisle
can get
these
curry
days.
powder and iron brew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And little like weird little like Dutch like cookies and stuff like that. Is where they
they
I
call
think
it.
the panda lollies that you, or the panda Japanese chocolates, they're down there too. All that stuff.
What are they fucking?
It would
called?
really confuse you if you didn't know, and you're just picking up ingredients from that one section there, because they do not go well together.
Steph and I did a UK kind of tour, and we had done we landed in London and danced around England a little bit. We ended up in the Lakes District, and then we drove to Scotland, and our first stop was Glasgow. So we drove from the Lakes District all the way up to Glasgow, and I hadn't gotten out of the car in Scotland. And we parked in Glasgow across the road from the hotel. I'm getting out. Steph was driving. I got out of the... Oh, no, I was driving. I'm thinking on the wrong side of the car. This is the important part of the story.
Is it?
I get out next to the curb and step over a crushed can of Iron Brew that's sitting in the gutter.
beautiful.
I was like, we're there.
Single tear.
We're in Scotland now. Scotland! And the bagpipes started playing.
Freedom.
I was
See,
like,
you think that? All I think of is train spotting and like, it's shite. It's a lovely place.
No, it's horrible. There's a reason I left. Anyway,
well, like obviously, like we've already had a couple of jabs at your accent. You're very easy to understand. And I was like, I understand anyone in Scotland. But I got on a bus in Glasgow, and the bus driver said something to me, and I have no fucking clue.
people think my accent's hard to understand.
Not
but
at
then
all,
you meet
no.
someone in Glasgow, it's like, are you going? It's a different,
you-
it's different language.
Is your family still back over there?
Yeah.
So do you lapse back if you go and visit?
Yeah, usually
Into garbling, incomprehensive.
when I call home, or
Oh,
when
yeah.
I go home to Scotland, usually everyone's like, "What you talking like that for? Oh, you think you're better than us? Because you get your fancy Australian accent."
Your fancy Australian accent,
So,
yeah.
'cause people in Scotland
La-di-da.
think people think that I've got an Australian accent when that's
Yeah.
how far gone I've become.
You've just got some clarity now.
Yeah,
I mean,
just-
we sound terrible as well.
No.
No, it's exactly the same. with my
Also,
dad.
just for anyone who doesn't know, and I still don't, it says sparkling soft drink with a unique blend of mixed fruit flavors. Like, what would you define this flavor as? Because I'm still not quite
Vague.
sure. It's
Yeah.
like very vague.
There's some melon in it.
I don't
It's a
really
little bit
know.
melony.
I think people have tried to say it's like cream and soda, but I don't.
It
know.
is like
it's
cream
like
and soda.
orange flavored,
Oh,
but
shit,
not the
yeah.
fruit.
It is like
Yeah.
cream soda.
That
but
is now that I'm
for the
thinking that.
colour.
Yeah.
It's like flavored like the color orange.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's absolutely packed with sugar, right?
You're right. It is flavored like
It's orange
with
flavor,
taste.
but not the fruit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really love being here. Ruby's dad's Scottish as well, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
really cool.
And he's
So
my
she-
dad.
And I'm Ruby's
There we
dad.
go. That
He's
explains a
my
lot.
dad.
Surprise!
That's actually like when he asked me to do the illustrations for the book. He's like, just making sure like you're part Scottish, right? Because I'm not going
I
to.
It was
will
a
not work
prerequisite
with
for
a-
the illustrator
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 It was a very important part of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm
think-
half.
I
And
think
he's
it's
like,
fake.
yeah, that's good enough.
We have a copy there. Ruby talked about it last week, but we've got the author in the room.
Oh,
Toilet Time Machine.
Yeah.
my book.
How's it been going? You launched a week and a day ago.
Yeah, just over a week now, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been going well. People have really liked it. My neighbourhood, the kid across the road, came across and told me it was his second favourite book
Oh
Nice.
shit.
that he'd ever read.
Yeah, after Tolstoy.
After War and Peace.
Yeah.
He's a big Ulysses
The
guy.
conquest
He's
of
a big James
bread.
Joyce guy. Yeah. But yeah, that was cool. And yeah, I've been getting loads of pictures from people showing like their kids reading that, which has made me tear up.
Lovely.
I cry all the
Fantastic.
time. Brutal.
Yeah, it happens when you're like in your 30s, I reckon.
I'm in my
'Cause
40s.
boys
pal.
don't, but you know, like boys don't cry, but then it's like, but men do.
When you have kids, everything is fucked up. Like
Yeah.
ads make you cry. Everything.
I just flicked to a random page, chapter 8, no spoilers, hopefully, and straight away there is a young son, a dad of dad age, and a decrepit old grandfather who looks like he's close to death. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, if there's one thing that'll make me fucking cry, it's like dad sadness
There's
or like
death. There's
generational,
so much
travel.
death in this book.
generational dad stuff.
But it's like because I had to do the.
And you drew the
pictures.
dying dad.
I did.
The dying grandfather.
You know, that could potentially spoilers to people who have read chapters 1 through 7.
He's not dying. I'm just making assumptions from the
But
wonderful
I
illustrations.
had to read the book, in order to do the
I'm
pictures.
so
for
sorry
it.
you went through that.
Thank you. It was my first book I ever
You
read.
had the pleasure of reading the book ahead of time, not had to.
Oh no, but
Ruby.
like I mean, I had to if I wanted to know what I was going to draw for it.
That's true.
Yeah. So, and it fucking made me cry. Everything makes me cry, but like I wasn't expecting to cry from a children's book. I was expecting to.
The day my bum went psycho fucked me up.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I like one of my favorite books of all time.
Yeah, it's good gear.
Still good. Still good.
Andy Griffiths, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just skipped to the end.
No.
Spoilers.
Oh no!
I can't not
Now,
read
what
this
do
in
I-
your accent now. That I don't
Yeah,
know
you
if that,
should
that's
read
kind
an
of a
accent.
wonderful
I
thing.
want to
to
do an audiobook. Hey, the toilet time machine noise. I'm ready
Jocks,
for it.
what are you
What are you
doing?
doing?
Well, you can just do voices for all the characters. That could be them. Your
Yeah,
narration voice
maybe
might not
that
to be
can
as
be Scottish.
aggressive.
Feel like Max.
But I don't know if you mentioned on top of this. How long have you been? Because I mean, writing a book is, regardless of genre or anything, it's a huge undertaking.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It wasn't. It didn't take me too long. I had a little.
All right, well,
I had a little
okay.
schedule. I wrote for 30 minutes every night when
Okay.
I think it was during COVID.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, okay.
I just wrote it actually quite quickly, and I sat on it for ages. And then someone had said to me, she's been on the show, Ali McLean, and
Yep.
she had said, "Oh, you should get Ruby to illustrate it." And I was like, I don't know
My
Ruby
little
that
COVID
well.
project.
Yeah, I'm so nervous. Like, but then eventually I asked her, and she was so hyped to do it. And then when she was doing the drawings, sometimes she would tweet like, "I'm doing a secret project, and that's something I've always wanted to do." And every time I read one of those, I was like, "Yeah," because you never know. Sometimes people say they're going to do something, and you just say it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so
and
funny because
yeah.
through this whole process, he's been like, like no pressure, and if this is too much, it's so fun. It's like, brother, this is one of my fucking dreams. Like,
How good.
I've been wanting to illustrate a kid's book ever since I was a kid. And like there is written proof of that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And like I didn't think this would be a possible thing. And so we just,
Yeah.
we both wanted the
Animated
same cool thing.
series, filming rights, merchandising. What are we thinking, people?
We got to do Toilet Time Machine 2.0. That's the
Already
title.
working on the
It's-
sequel?
It's
Okay.
already done. It's 70% done, and it's.
You just need
it's
another
fucking
pandemic to really
sick.
polish
And
that
then the
thing
feature
off.
film starring Jack Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yes. Jack
As the
Black.
toilet time machine, as
Toilet.
the titular
just be the
toilet
voice
time
of
Who's the
the
guy
machine
that does the
himself.
Mario voice? Which he's never wanted to make that joke.
Chris
but-
Pratt?
Yeah, Chris Pratt's going to
Chris
voice
Pratt
that.
That's the
involved.
shitter. Why not?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Awesome. Well, props to you for actually following through with one of a COVID project.
Following through.
Well,
nice and good
my
job.
point is, so many people took up something during COVID
Yeah.
and didn't amount to much out of it. It's like no
you
one's
made
become.
some great sourdoughs.
I have, but I haven't become a baker. Whereas this man here has become an author now.
Thanks, guys.
So
And
awesome
thanks for
work.
having me, man. It's so
No, of
fun to be on
course.
the show. You guys are awesome.
It's lovely to have you.
Indeed. Should we talk about serious stuff and really bring the tone back down?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. A little bit of backup. Let's do it.
I love when things are serious.
Let's talk about a dying industry.
A little bit of backup is brought to us by RhysWild.
Ooh,
Is that us?
that is us.
That's
Would
us.
you-
Is that a little bit of sax?
Is that a little bit of sax
a
up?
little bit naughty sax?
It's pitched down, it feels. That's a deep.
That's a
deep
baritone.
sax, yeah.
And
Deep,
Rhys does love a deep,
deep
sax.
sax. And from when we do this segment sponsored by RhysWild, Rhys sends in a sound from the wild, a wild creature. We try to identify what that creature is
Gotcha.
based on the sound. Josh, have we had a sound sent in from Rhys tonight?
Yes. Yep.
Hasn't dropped the ball. Okay, good.
All right.
Okay, let's hear it. Okay.
Is that
That-
an animal? For real?
That's
It's a noise from the wild. I think we've broadened the
Yeah.
category. Well,
One time it was a large boulder rolling through trees.
Ah,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But-
as is tradition,
Yeah.
let's hear it again. The exact same.
I just.
Wasn't it?
sounds
Someone
mem-
says it sounds like a character from Hollow Knight. That's so on point.
You know what? One more
Yeah.
time, Josh, please.
you make it louder?
It sounds like me last episode. When you shoved chocolate in his mouth.
Yeah, Josh, it's really quiet on this speaker. One more time and as loud as possible, please. Interesting.
Is it a seal? Fuck. Damn it.
Is it the musician seal?
That's a good guess, but no.
Oh.
It's actually
Is
closer.
Oh.
Is it r.e.p.o?
I'll say, as I usually do, some sort of small marsupial or rodent drinking liquid.
Correct.
That's actually correct. Should we do the reveal?
Sure.
Yeah, let's see.
It's Rhys.
The man himself in the studio. I will say, you fucking nailed getting
The
that
retakes
pretty much
were
close on
very
every
good.
retake.
You've
That
been
was
rehearsing
good.
that sound.
That was so difficult. You doing that 3 times?
The fourth, you were like, I think I've got this now.
Coming out some
Nailed
Iron
it.
Brew because you need to be
Yeah.
right.
Thank you so much, Rhys.
Thank you, Rhys, for sponsoring a little bit of backup. And we are going to get serious tonight. We're going to talk about a little bit of backup and talk about the state of the Australian games journalism scene. Because we, as we mentioned at the top of the show, Mark, we've known each other for a long time. When we met, we were making Good Game.
Yeah.
There was a television show about video games on the national broadcaster every week. You were running Kotaku at the time, and I would argue that was, David's in chat, block your ears. That was like the height of Australian games journalism, and it was as big things are happening internationally and in the local scene of like shifts in the media landscape in general. Gamergate happened during that time as well, and anti-expert culture really blossomed.
Australia was kind of just on the tail of kind of a boom. Like we'd had a huge boom with like industry in Melbourne and Sydney kind of had really taken off. There'd been some hits, Team Bondi, all that kind of stuff. Like there'd been some big
Let's
cuts,
say
but yeah.
let's say a decade ago, 2014, you were still at Kotaku,
still at Kotaku.
yeah. What was it like then?
Yeah, it was a cool time to be doing that job. I mean, I think, first off, it's hard to talk about this stuff, right? I feel like, you know, when you watch those old soccer players, like old Man United players, and they're like, oh, Man United suck now. It used to be so much better when Alex Ferguson was the man.
Is it just nostalgia?
Yeah,
Is
like,
it just rose-tinted kind of?
I do think the people who are producing games journalism now, you know, like you mentioned David, you get Jackson Rhines, you get people at Games Hub. They're doing every bit as good a job as we ever did at Kotaku back in 2014, right?
Yeah.
But you could probably say that less people are paying attention to that kind of work. Yeah. And that's the thing that kind of sucks. And there's less funding for that type of work, and the audience isn't in a slightly different place, which I find really frustrating and hard. It's just like there's so much things making it difficult to do that kind of work now.
There's not the same vehicles that there were that we got to ride on that were basically like, here's how we have a focused audience, and this is kind of one of a few options.
Yeah.
So it let you kind of, enjoy creating that content and not be concerned about having to capture attention in the same way. As you said, it's like, it's not just shitting on the current like landscape. It's saying it must be a real struggle.
Impossible to do it now. Like, tech billionaires have basically, I can swear, right? I've completely fucked everything and fucked everyone. Like it's the worst situation ever. Like, I mean, you got someone on Twitter who's basically not letting you post links on there. Then you've got Facebook, which just lies to people and
to your parents.
To parents. There's just so much going on.
Yeah.
Games journalism isn't really the whole of journalism, the whole of media as a whole is in this moment where everything's completely fucked. And I don't know how we get back.
Well, yeah, that's, like writing's one thing. I don't think the problem's writing; it's the publicization of it that's gone away. Like you can't post to Twitter anymore without maybe probably 60 people will see it.
Yeah.
And posting stuff on Instagram, it's like also
But
kind of
that's an
difficult.
interesting thing that you're like you're talking about social media as like the avenue to the audience. Where we were making media before social media, right? Like Kotaku existed before Twitter, and it was fine, but I guess the business model then was there's good information from inside sources with checks and balances. So it is a trusted, unbiased space for information about a thing you like.
Yeah.
And then companies want to buy into that audience. So that's how the model works, right? It's like there's good content and Woolworths want to buy the splash
That's right.
ads.
I mean, I don't know how inside baseball you want to get, but it's like the model is broken, really. Like the funding model for good journalism as a whole is kind of broken because there's no one spending money on ads because we're in a tough financial time and that's the first thing that goes. Affiliate revenue kind of fucks up journalism, and also that's in the toilet now as well because Google's fucking with their algorithm. And then subscription models are hard because everyone's used to getting content for free.
Yeah.
That's probably the way forward, but we need to get a whole audience used to paying for journalism when they've been getting good shit for free for the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's cooked. I told you this before we went on. I accidentally went for a walk without my headphones, and I had to listen to my own internal dialogue for like more than 10 minutes. And I was trying to figure out during that walk, how could I fix this? And by the end of the walk, I was just like a puddle of despair. I was like, everything's it's cooked. You know?
It really is hard to see what the big reset is going to be. And I think like from the television side of things, there was like an interesting, maybe it's like a similar kind of trajectory thing with piracy of content and how fractured content distribution became, and all the Netflixes of the world that exist now starting to get moved back into things like a Hubble, like Foxtel buying it all back up, and how those models just become so anti-consumer so quickly. Once the initial kind of
100%.
excitement and the onboarding happens, it just like takes a turn again anyway.
When you talk about riding the ship,
flows.
it's like that was kind of a reaction to pirating, torrenting, everything. Like it was in terms of can we get audiences to subscribe in or pay for the content that actually is the good quality stuff that rises to the top. That's an example of it working. I just think, on a journalism level, it's like it doesn't have the same entertainment value and factor. So it's like it's maybe not going to happen in the same sort of watershed sort of style. But do you think potentially because gaming journalism in particular, do you think that relationship has changed in terms of developers, publishers, how they expect the relationship between journalists to have changed as well, and how they've...
I think it's changed dramatically, and I think it's changed for the worse, and I'm becoming the old Man United player now. But it's like...
Shake that fist.
We've got a lot of influencers. The relationships are different.
Yeah.
They're not journalists. They're not reporting. They're more closely aligned. There's like, for example, there's a really good story right now that Rockstar bought the Australian studio, right? That used to be Team Bondi.
Yep.
That was reported kind of breathlessly as this really good thing. Oh, great, Rockstar in Australia. How cool is that? But no one is even taking more than a minute to do a Google search to find out that Team Bondi, checkered history, of treating their staff really badly, or they made a game L.A. Noire that didn't do that great.
Then they sort of scrambled back together. Their studio supplied like deals. But it's like
there's all this context, right?
and then none of that can fit in the styling
exactly.
of
in the thumbnail.
The thumbnail,
and there's no one there. No one really left to report on that.
And how quickly as well, again, this also, I'm enjoying this old man rant, but it's like how quickly that will move aside for the next bit of news.
That's
and
right.
that won't sit around for long enough to gestate and people to really, pull a bigger story out of it.
Yeah.
So, it's the momentum, it's the speed, and as you said, it's the closeness of the influences to the media.
Ruby,
sponsored by Woolies QBs today, guys, by the way. We just want to say, great work.
Thanks,
Get QBs from Woolies.
You obviously you were writing for Kotaku almost right up to the end of its...
Put them down. They're not paying us, Josh.
Cubies!
No, put 'em down.
Cubies! Now I know what you're talking about.
You can take those home, by the way.
Yeah,
we give all of our guests cubies.
We're not sponsored by Woolies anyone, but we'd love to be. If you're listening, Woolies, hi.
You were writing for Kotaku in...
About a year
and a half ago?
and a bit before it shut down.
Yeah. And so you kind of were seeing the, I guess, the kind of shuttering of an iconic games media website happening around you.
It was this weird thing of like seeing, like not being at the end, but whilst being there, seeing the trajectory that it was going in which very much signaled the end.
Mm.
And but it wasn't.
What were the pressures on you as a writer?
About 3 to 5 articles a day, and at
Yeah.
that point we also had a podcast that we were doing. So
But
that
you-
podcast a day, one podcast a week. But as well as the 3 to 5 articles, there was the I think 1,000 plus word feature a week, a fortnight. Sorry, so fortnight it's a little bit better. But it was the hard thing of like you didn't have enough time to like research and prep stuff for that feature because you're
on a treadmill.
You
It's
were on a
just
treadmill
volume play.
of chasing SEO.
Well, I was going to say with that effect, because like you and we loved reading your content when you were writing for them, and a lot of it aired on the sort of side of being not light. It was still light, but it had a lighter spin on some of the topics and articles that you wrote. Like, but was there like a push to that would rise to the top of SEO and would be like, okay, these stories that might not be not as well researched, but they're easy to put out.
They're fun and engaging as opposed to being, because like you could argue that that's boring to read about a studio that closed 15 years ago, and that there were bad policies there, which is awful.
Yeah.
But that's a mentality I think that like of short attention span. I mean, we're all being old people.
How did you do that balance? Like, how did you think about that balance? I'm really curious. Like that balance of like.
Or did you find yourself shifting into that stuff just out of the way the machine was going?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I would have loved to have written more hard hitting shit, but didn't have the time, didn't have the energy. And when it came down to it, with the little amount of energy I had and the sheer amount that I had to write, when it did come to bigger pieces that I could put more effort into, I didn't want to spend that time working on something that was really sad because it made me feel shit. And there was only so much time I had to put a lot of effort into one piece. So I'd usually just focus on, developers.
I guess that speaks to
and-
like having a broader team, researchers, all that kind of stuff, and
Well, that's
having
the thing. It
sort
was
of-
just David. and
That's
I.
what I mean. Yeah, having the resources to pull that stuff together, putting out the onus on a single writer or a smaller team. That eventually that's going to happen.
And also not to like just assume how you were feeling about Kotaku as a label, as a brand, as a company that you were working for. You can feel more invested in working for something that you believe in. And I correct me if I'm wrong, but at the point you were working at Kotaku, how much was there to believe in terms of like, this is an important part of the media landscape? Because like, I think it totally was when you were there, and it shifted to the point where it became like, we can't keep up and we're closing.
I think it still was, because like the reason why Kotaku closed wasn't anything to do with it. It was
Sure.
it was everything to
the
do
mission.
with who owned it.
Yeah.
And the fact that they, closed all their other brands
Outlets
that they
and- yep.
owned on top of that. It was never a Kotaku. And I think that's when it did close, and you had all the psycho chuds online seeing that and going, oh, that's what you get for woke. Huh, deny. And it's like, shut the fuck up, you dumb.
Sorry, I wasn't.
Sorry?
Yeah,
But-
no.
But
no,
hear me out, hear
totally,
me out.
yeah.
So, like, they see that, and it's. But when it came to being at Kotaku at the time I was there, there was already this audience and already this level that it had been brought up to, thanks to the people that came before us, where like we were well aware that we, purely based on the brand alone and all the work that was done on it, Kotaku AU was most likely the one of, if not the biggest publication in Australia. So we saw that and was like, well, why don't we take this opportunity to, cover stories that other publications can't afford to cover, like talk about smaller games, smaller developers, local games, local developers, local events, which didn't, I tried to do that as much as I could, because I was like, at the end of the day, we can have some guy on the fucking UK team do a freelance piece about adult McDonald's toys, and that's going to pull us along for a month. So why not, take the opportunity to invest in the local scene because we can, because those other publications can't, because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Because they need the clicks, they need the SEO, they need Google to shoot their stories to the top, because that's how they get by. That's how they can keep writing, and it sucks. I fucking hate it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, it's shifted into a way more influencer-led market because that's what it is. It's selling shit.
Yeah.
Which I mean, to your point, I thought it was really interesting. You said just journalism in general being revenue driven is kind of antithetical to the purpose of journalism.
Yeah.
It just undermines.
Sometimes, but you have to be realistic. You
Yeah,
have to survive. You have to exist to do the journalism to begin with. So
you didn't solve the problem on your walk?
No, I did not solve the problem on the walk.
Okay.
I guess my point is, like, I was never too anal about, I have to do that. It's not a purity test for me.
Yeah, of course.
It's like,
You're
'cause you
aware
gotta
this has to
survive.
exist
That's right. So,
within a financial
but
model.
I thought what you said is spot on. We try to do that a lot too. It's like
Yeah.
they've got a US team that covers a lot of this stuff. Let's focus on local stuff. Let's tell those stories.
And I know for sure that it was the vibe when you were doing Kotaku stuff, but when I was there, like we were aware that Kotaku Australia was very different to Kotaku US.
Yeah.
And
I think everyone in Australia was.
yeah.
Though Kotaku Australia got conflated with and
we got
brought
that a
into
lot.
all of the Gamergate
But
stuff. and-
sometimes I didn't like that either because I felt like that was needlessly bashing the US writers.
Totally,
Some of whom I thought
Yeah.
were,
Oh,
a
they
lot
were
of them
fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I learned so much from them.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I used to. I even saw Bashcraft. That was the Brian Ashcraft. People used to like always heap shit on Brian because
Yeah.
he would just write these really quick articles and say my look. But I actually love those posts as well, and it's like a different skill set to be able to do that kind of thing. Like,
Totally.
I think Kotaku was really good because it had such a wide breadth and depth of different styles of
So
content.
many different writers. Oh
And
my
like
god.
Ruby coming in and doing all the comic stuff and the drawing stuff. That's obviously why I wanted you to do the book. Was like, just that was the shit that just made me laugh. I was just like fucking obsessed. I thought you were amazing. I was like day one. I was like, who is this person?
Well, that's the thing is like I didn't go in with like a big writing background, so I was like, how can I cover up the fact that I've never done this before? Okay, I'll bring in my
a picture
drawings.
is worth 1,000 words. And you only have to do one
Exactly.
picture every fortnight, and
Exactly,
you're done.
exactly.
Quota met.
But like it was a very much learn on the job kind of job, and like throwing my like I loved shit posting on the website. I loved shit posting, and I loved writing about stuff in a way that wasn't like this is the news, but rather like here's my fucking take on it. Because from its humble beginnings, Kotaku Australia was a blog.
Yeah.
It always was a blog. It was never a news website. It was a gaming news blogging website, which had like dedicated writers on it. So like, I think, and there are so many fantastic writers that have gone through Kotaku and are now writing and freelancing all around the shop. The bummer of Kotaku AU going away is that was the last, like, or at least one of the last big gaming blogs in Australia. Like,
I mean, totally. Like we're talking about Kotaku a lot because you both
We're
worked
both
there
there.
for a long
There's
time.
loads of other
But there's
places.
loads and tech websites as well.
Yeah.
You know, you've gone through CNET and like all sorts of places have just had like reductions in staffing and funding, and as the shift to the influencer kind of strategy has become more dominant. And I think there is like, maybe it's again the cyclical thing. It's like, who of these influencers become the blog that blows up to become the Kotaku that becomes an institution, right? Because I think that's a possibility. You know, like there's people who've been like trying that for years, and like still Survivor's still around doing his thing.
I was going to
like
ask,
Skill Up.
is there
obviously
any
isn't-
examples that you've seen in the past couple of years that like give you some hope that there are these
outliers that could
Yeah,
not rebuild the
definitely.
industry, but like
Well, I think on what Aftermath are doing, so a bunch of
Love
ex-Kotaku guys
Aftermath.
doing they're doing the subscription model, which is kind of what they're doing is a lot based on Defector, which was the old Deadspin Sports website. So I think what they're doing is really good. 404 Media, what they're doing with tech reporting is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
That gives me so much hope. Also, what Wired's doing with their political coverage, so they've driven like an extra 60,000 subscribers just from the coverage of politics from a tech perspective.
Wow.
That's really fucking inspiring
huge,
to me.
yeah.
So I think
And Steve Totillo's doing his own stuff as
Yeah,
well.
that's
He's got
right.
a great Substack. And his name always forgets me, but it's the big Kotaku fella, and he's written books and shit. Like he wrote Press Start
Plunkett?
and no.
Jason Schreier.
Jason.
Schreier.
oh
Schreier.
right, yeah.
He's still reporting, doing really well. So
Yeah.
there's a lot. I think like I know he's watching, but Jackson Ryan, I think he's one of the best games journalists we've got. I think he's just fantastic the work
Yeah.
he does.
Yeah.
He's my boy.
He's my boy.
But yeah, I think there's definitely hope. We just need to. I do think this
There's a
stuff is cyclical.
realignment kind of how the consumer
Yeah.
wants to consume this stuff, but also how that quality can be sorted out. And it's happening cross media, so it's not.
Yeah, sorry,
Games
what-
Hub as well. Games Hub's around.
Games
I
Hub's
fucking
fun.
love Games
Yeah,
Hub.
yeah.
Love
Yep.
Steph. Love
And
Leia.
even
Yeah,
those
of course.
smaller platforms like you like it's bare bones team. You got your Vooks, you got your Survivors, you got your
And those
Checkpoint
guys
Gaming,
are fucking amazing,
and they're
man.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You know they're small teams.
I want to
but-
shout out Vooks especially. That guy's
God,
been
he
doing it for like
Yeah.
30 years. It's his part-time job. The amount of stories he's broken, and he's just a dude doing it in his spare time. He's a freaking beast. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah. So not all hope is lost.
No.
we're just
No.
we're just
We're
in a
going
bit
down
of a
that.
dip at the moment.
yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
But I think the appetite for games media is always going to be there. It's just
Oh,
kind
absolutely.
of
That's
being reshaped.
that's kind of it, isn't it? That
Well,
it's-
so
yeah.
many of these YouTubers that cover gaming news, where do they get that gaming news? They get it from articles.
You can't
like,
recycle
They're
news if
literally
no
just
one's
like
writing the
scrolling
news.
through an article.
That's true.
Like that's how they get it. So it's still necessary.
Totally. Yeah. I'd be interested to see like how the space, particularly in Australia, shakes up in the next couple of years, and we'll all be there to see it.
Yeah.
Won't that be nice? Cool. That was a little bit of backup. Now let's talk about some games we've been playing.
I should have cracked up the Ironbrew at the end of that, so we're all like, "Hooray!"
Now sugar.
I'm so hyped about the brew, man.
Yeah,
so
I love
hyped
a
about
good
the Iron
brew.
brew.
What we've been playing is a segment where we talk about,
What we've all been playing. I'm going to read it
That's
off the
right,
card.
Gus.
Nice.
and every week it is sponsored by Nicrotex.
Now, if
Thank
they're
you.
if they're in the fucking studio, I'm going to be like, get
I
out.
was hoping I could like do it quick enough that I could burp, and then I was like, not gonna happen. And with Nicrotex sponsorship, we play a little Nicrotex made game inspired by Guess the Dot game called Screenshot in the Dark, where we will see 6 different screenshots, each becoming less and less vague, and you call out if you know what the game is.
We do?
We do.
Gotcha.
We guess what the game is based off the screenshot.
This is for us. Fuck the audience.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah,
them.
yeah,
This
yeah,
is-
yeah.
We love to
That's
have
for you,
fun.
Mark.
So, Josh, have you got one for us?
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Shout your own name out if you.
I think no.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel the same.
I'm thinking, no.
I'm close, man.
What?
I actually don't know what that is.
Okay, I suddenly am
Dude.
lost. Or
I'm more attracted
Or,
to studying the blood splatter than the character.
Peter.
Oh, come on,
you
man.
son of a boy! I guess the four.
No, it's not that, is it? It
Wait.
isn't that.
I
That's,
know where.
that's Bioshock Infinite.
Is it?
Yeah, that's profit bullshit.
Yes, it is.
Enemy type before.
I wasn't going
I
to say
hate-
that before that frame.
I didn't like. I hated that game before it was cool to hate that game.
Oh, hey, me
Way
too.
before, man.
Me too. It felt good to hate that game early. Oh boy. A game that I hate.
Oh my god.
Surprise.
You should play that on stream.
Has it aged
I'm
well?
sorry.
According to some YouTubers somewhere, probably.
I actually think it's one of those games that people are reevaluating and liking again.
That's yeah.
I feel like
it's
that's
I
happening.
think
I
you
thought
know
it
what
was
it's
fucking great.
You know what its issue was? Its issue was that people who finished it went, "This is a game for smart people."
Yes, that's true.
And every time someone
Yeah,
says
I mean,
this
that's
is
the bad take.
this is a thing for smart people, everybody around them is like, shut the fuck up.
That said,
It was just fun and beautiful.
Yeah.
That's all I want out of a game.
Yeah.
And the boy with the bread. Do you remember him?
Dancing Boy with Bread.
Dancing boy with the bread.
I did see Conclave recently and I went, what a lovely art house film that felt very intelligent. And then everyone was like, that's the dumbest film ever. And looks like a couple of just getting an Oscar. It's such a dumb film. I'm like, I thought it was a smart one.
No, I think I was so rapture pilled that what's the place called?
Sky Rapture.
Sky Rapture.
Sky Rapture. It didn't do it for
Shooting
me.
Club
Columbus.
Games.
Columbia.
New
Columbia.
Columbus?
Columbus or Columbia? Yeah.
Columbia.
Like Columbia, but not spelled Columbia. But
Cloud
spelled
Lumbia.
Columbia.
Cloud Lumbia.
Cloud Lumbia.
There we go.
Yeah. That was a good job. Thank you, Nicrotex. Shouts out. I'm going to start us off
Alrighty.
with the newest game.
How new?
So
Tomorrow?
new.
Tomorrow?
Fairly
That's a
certain.
future game.
Not even out?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, because
Early movie access.
we're serious game journalists.
Bajo
and
Siri
therefore,
says Skyrim. No
this is a
Bajo.
review. Oh, hello, Beach. Good to see you. Beach
You call
like
him
Beach.
Beach?
Yeah,
allowed
it's
to do
funny
that.
to me. I go bingo, I go beach, and I go Steven.
Bingo, bango, bajo.
Bingo. Anywho, fuck, stop interrupting. Split Fiction. Split Fiction is the new game from Hazelight Studios, known for It Takes Two and A Way Out. Of course, it is another co-op game, solely co-op game that you can play online or locally, and you play as two writers, Zoe and Mio.
You did wet your lips.
You're two. No, I opened my mouth
Two
because I'm
writers.
looking at two writers.
This could be us. Two writers, Zoe and Mio. Zoe writes fantasy novels, and Mio writes sci-fi novels, and they can't understand either genre. They're like, fantasy, yuck. Oh, science fiction, good toy. But they basically are unpublished and looking for a bit of success, and they both get approached by Raider Publishing House, which is this big, high-tech publishing house. They get invited to show off their book and basically get put in this machine that puts them into their own book.
Okay.
So one thing leads to another. Mio's not so sure of the entire situation. You know, as a sci-fi writer, it makes sense that seeing people floating in a big orb, she's like, something's probably wrong here. She tries to get out, instead falls into Zoe's orb. And that's where Split Fiction comes into effect, where they are getting constantly thrown back and forth between each other's stories.
Right.
And so you're basically going through these different stories, you know, via platforming. Of course, it is a platforming adventure in order to break out of these orb chains. I've been playing with my boyfriend Oliver. He's been playing as Mio, and I've been playing as Zoe.
Remind me again, Zoe's sci-fi?
Zoe is fantasy,
Sorry,
and
got it wrong.
Mio
Okay.
is sci-fi.
Okay.
And you know, in classic It Takes Two fashion, each different chapter of the game sees you utilizing different powers and weapons and such. So currently, as you can see here, we're in Mio's story, which it's very Tron. It's
Yeah.
very, very Tron. There are parts of it which look very Blade Runner-y.
Is she a shit writer who's just very derivative?
It's funny because she thinks that very much of Zoe, but you're going through this her story, which involves, you know, a big bad that you have to defeat, and in very Hazelight fashion, the dialogue like shifts between being genuinely quite funny and engaging to a little cheesy at times.
Sure.
But it works.
Okay.
It works really, really well. And the sci-fi level the sci-fi levels that we've played so far have just been absolutely fantastic. Like
Okay.
just so high speed, high velocity. I've been using the gravity whip, which is both a weapon as well as a platforming tool. And then when you're done with that big first chapter, you get thrown into one of Zoe's stories, of course, because, you know, you got to go from one to the other. And this is the fantasy levels. And in these fantasy levels, your power is you both have two different creatures that you can shapeshift into.
Your animals.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Amazing.
I have a fairy form as well as like this tree spirit form, and then Oliver had this giant like ape as well as like a little axolotl type creature. And I loved this section because so much of it is like quickly shifting between your forms in order to like platform and like jump around. And I mean, Hazelight just does co-op right. They do co-op so right because they give each person a unique power or unique ability that they can both kind of get as much out of as one another.
Yeah.
There's I found with
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two. How'd that slip? That you were always doing something super cool and also jealous of what the other person got to do. It was like, oh, but you get to shoot the nails into the wall and I'm swinging across them with my.
But I personally have not felt that feeling in this game because like sometimes I'd see
No,
Oliver,
it's a good feeling. I'm saying both sides are fucking awesome.
Oh, both sides are amazing. Sometimes in the sci-fi levels, I'd see Oliver slashing people with his like cool gravity sword, and I'm like, shit, that's awesome. But then I could literally just like pick a guy up and throw him at another guy.
Is
with my whip.
Can I ask the way this game is structured? A big thing with It Takes Two was just how they really did that Nintendo thing in that game of like, or that Mario thing of like, they had a good idea and they just moved straight on. You'd never see that idea again. Is there a similar thing here, or is this a little bit, and as a positive, is this a little bit more like you have your powers for your set worlds and you return to them a bit more like a traditional sort of adventure game?
No,
or
so
is it just constantly rug pulling you and giving you new stuff?
The big thing in this is that you're with every world of theirs, like every story of theirs that you're jumping into, and these are like quite lengthy chapters.
Yeah.
Every story that you're jumping into is, you know, a story of theirs pretty much from start to finish. So once you find the glitch and get out of there, that's that story.
So you wouldn't see Ape Man and Groot powers
We'll
again?
never see Ape Man again.
Nah.
Yeah, cool. Okay,
But also a really neat thing in this game, which is funnily enough optional, you find mini stories within the main chapters, and they're always stories done by the other writer. So for example, Josh, if you scrub to maybe halfway through, here we go. So this is a Zoe story that we found in a Mio chapter, and it's kind of like Dune-esque riding sandworms through this very Prince of Persia Sands of Time world. It feels fantastic. It's fun as hell. And you find maybe like 2 or 3 of these in a chapter that take you to just different worlds that still have either a fantasy or sci-fi link. I found that maybe it's just a case of you know, sci-fi having a lot to do with each other, but the sci-fi ones were fairly similar, but you always had different things to do in the sci-fi levels.
You finished the game?
It's hard to say where I'm up to.
Yeah. But you played a decent chunk.
I've played a very decent chunk.
Okay.
We every time we've sat down to play this game, we've looked at the clock, and we've maybe just been there for like 4 hours just doing shit.
Wow.
It's so easy to get lost playing this game. It is fucking
Well,
fantastic.
Hazelight famously, they just don't have any downtime in their game. From memory, with It Takes Two, I had a lot of trouble. And again, it's that a big part of that might come from also having another person often in the room with you who is just urging you for, or like you're just both enjoying it. So it's like you need both of you to run out of pep to say we're going to stop now and put the controller down, which is probably a positive. For,
And to that point of like you're constantly getting something new to play with. There's no point to put it down because I'll just see how this works, and then suddenly you're halfway through that chapter.
It's like, I'm stopping being super into sci-fi right now. And it's like, oh, don't worry, in about 10 minutes we'll probably get thrown into a fantasy setting.
Can I ask a question, which is, so It Takes Two had kind of really interesting writing to me. It was kind of weird, but also, and kind of ham-fisted, but actually really heartwarming and unique and different. It felt like I was playing a video. Not many video games felt like It Takes Two, or does that same energy carry on to this one?
So you're so right, and said the It Takes Two story did feel very ham-fisted, but in such like an endearing way.
Yeah, man.
I
a little
feel
bit of like a slightly foreign, like a foreign film translated across, but not in a language barrier, just in kind of the way I would have expected characters to typically react and write.
Well, yeah,
Same kind of vibe.
I think they.
Surprising tone.
Oh my god, incredibly surprising tone. It's like, whoa, we're getting a divorce. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
why are you
yeah.
saying it like
We're
that?
murdering an elephant.
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
Like,
don't
it's like, what the
remind
fuck
me.
is
I
happening?
replayed It Takes Two with Oliver, and I had to do that again. And I'm like, I don't want to look at the screen when we're doing this. It makes me severely uncomfortable. But I feel like they might have learned from It Takes Two, which kind of bums me out because that game
That
was
was
so,
game of the year
I
for
love
me.
how cheesy it was. But the story in this definitely feels a lot more slow burn because these are
okay.
two complete strangers, and one very clearly is more confident than the other. This is another bonus level that we found inside the fantasy level where it's this like survivor-like game show where you have to throw this bomb between you two, and the platforming gets more and more difficult, and it was a fucking
metaphor for
joy.
who could get
It was
funding.
also a fucking pain.
Oh, really? Sorry, you were saying
No,
yeah,
okay.
that they're strangers, so they
Yeah,
it's
so they're
developing
strangers. So like they're getting to know each other. One is very clearly not as interested in getting to know the other.
Yeah, okay.
Just wants to get out, but like they're slowly becoming friends over the course of the game, and it's really sweet and it feels quite real.
Is it more mature writing?
Yes.
'Cause-
And
To the point of the parents were most of the driving dialogue in It Takes Two, and it felt like it was being played a little bit like a young adult
screwball comedy.
Yeah,
style,
yeah, which obviously comedy
Yeah.
can kind of skew.
because like you've got the big bad in like each level, but you've ultimately also got the bigger bad of the publishing company. It just seems like a little something
Okay.
sus is going on.
And does that get returned to while
Yes.
you're... Okay,
yes.
there is
like
a sort of...
every
a
time you
reminder
finish a
of-
chapter, I shouldn't call it this. It's like a big. It's
Say
like a
it.
big pussy in the sky
Okay.
that you like see everybody through.
sold.
Outside of the orb.
Oh, right. So the rift is opened up.
The
and
rift's
you're-
opening,
Yeah.
and like the second it opened, I was just like to Oliver, "That's pussy," because I knew it to be true. And so, but like you're taken back to like the real world every so often,
Right.
But something that I'm
Birthed, some might
finding,
say.
the Earth even
Birthed.
birth.
Birth to the Earth.
One day we will be birthed. I'm hoping that's
distract
like
you.
the
Focus up.
final.
Yep, keep getting to the point.
Yep. No, sorry. Yeah. So, but yeah, this game is. It's
bit
so
more
hard
mature.
to describe how perfect it is. It's
Oh, good.
It's fucking incredible.
Okay.
Like it is setting itself up to be my favorite game of this year, and it's only February.
I feel like it's wild that the Hazelight guys and like they've totally, I'm not going to say hit their stride, but they've totally found their market in what is it when multiplayer but you both do something
Couch
slightly
co-op?
different? What's the word I'm thinking of?
like asymmetrical.
Asymmetrical, thank you.
split-screen co-op.
It's got like semi-asymmetrical experiences that
Cooperation,
you
yeah.
therefore want to share and replay and share physically with someone in the space or online. Even asymmetrical character motivations that you've got they feel differently about each other. It's strange that this hasn't taken off more as a genre. I think we
Yeah,
even
more
talked about it
people.
when It Takes Two won Game of the Year. It's like, why haven't more developers tried this? And look, maybe there are some smaller games that have, but I just find it interesting that mainstream-wise, these guys, It Takes Two, A Way Out, and this. are like,
but Brothers, they remember
Brothers
they started
A
with
Tale of
Brothers: A
Two
Tale of Two
Sons.
Sons,
Yes.
and that game blew people away.
Yeah.
And that was a much, it was an ambitious story and a smaller concept, like technically, and then A Way Out was like a jump into the full-on 3D like directed narrative gameplay that was just a bit dry and uninteresting. So it's like the things that they learned from those two games to bring into It Takes Two and make a game of the year on their
That's the
third
thing.
go. It's like
People love an
They're locked
incredible
in now.
story. They love a beautiful experience in gaming. People also love to play games together.
Yeah.
And Hazelight, time and time again, does that perfect meeting of the two where they make a fantastic game, gameplay-wise, with a really in-depth story that you stick around for. But on top of that, you get to experience it with someone else.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like watching your favorite movie with a friend,
Can
and
I-
you're both liking it.
Can
you
I,
know?
in typical form, throw a small cat amongst the pigeons? And you do not have to, like, I'm not trying to err you onto sort of anything negative in this, but from just appearances on how this plays out, do you think there's something lost? And again, I won't feel this when I play it, in the idea of using story, falling into your own story as a bit of a bit of an easy cheat to go, oh, we can move you between worlds and different gameplay styles. Because I loved It Takes Two's. It was strange. There was no really explanation as to why the parents became the toys, but there was definitely a journey that like you traveled through the house in miniature toy form, and it was quite like everything felt structured in a kind of reality of fantasy. There's a little part of me that sees this as like, oh, and then we fell through the floor into a different world and that kind of thing. I'm throwing this out there so you can.
I will say my cutting style for this clip very much makes it look like you're falling back and forth. It's quite linear.
I just meant as a narrative device to say you are literally there's a machine that pulls you into books, and that's an excuse to go anywhere and write any kind of setting that you want for a video game.
Totally.
That I'm asking that doesn't come off ever feeling kind of a little bit not lazy, but just
Not
that's just a
really,
cheat
no.
sheet for it.
Because
Okay.
I think I think.
I know I'm
Where
talking to you. You're not
the
gonna say
argument
anything
where you
negative
could say
about
that
it.
it's potentially uncreative, I think it harkens to the creativity of artists, because the whole thing is that you're delving into these artists' different stories that they've come up with over the course of time. There's one level which is hands down at this point in time my favorite fucking level. I almost don't want to talk about it because I don't want to spoil it, but I fucking will anyway.
No. I genuinely don't
I've
want
got
you
clips
to.
for it.
I've seen
I wanna
too much
play
of this already.
and then
Does it get meta? Are they like talking shit, heaping shit on each other's worlds as they're inside
Oh,
the
absolutely.
world?
The whole time. The whole
okay,
time.
That could be
There's
cool,
one.
man.
Okay, then I won't spoil it, but I will say
you have to grab
there's
Chekhov's
one-
gun to actually fire your way out of the level.
There's one level that is the accumulation of not the accumulate. There's one level that is a story written by Zoe when she was a child, and it was the first story that she ever wrote.
Okay, so
And
they
it's
open up
so
story.
It's so different from the fantasy worlds that she comes up with now, where like it almost feels like a time travel story within this like jumping into your own fictional world story, because you're not just going into these like different worlds, you're going into different worlds that have a direct link to these characters' frames of mind at that certain period of time,
Cool. No, look,
which is so cool.
You've won me over because, yeah, like if it is more to do with the mentality of that character and what they were like, their writing style and what that reflects about their life, then that's a really clever way to do it, as opposed to falling into book and next page, kind of like June, next page, kind of like Tron. But if that's a comment on, this is a bit where I really got influenced by something and I wrote this, then that's actually clever narrative.
I will say gameplay wise, there's clearly lots of influences from all over the shop, but it's done
But then
so
they can,
well. It's done
as
so
you said,
well.
they can meta make the author comment on that while you're in the level.
that's
and
right.
Yeah, cool.
No book?
It's fantastic. What?
No book? No talking book?
No talking love book? No talking book?
That's the one thing that I do think
What's
was
the thing
missing.
you always said?
Devo.
I will gonna give it a 9 out of 10 because it's missing.
Yeah,
Dr. Hakim.
What
Yeah.
was his catchphrase?
You have to fix your relationship.
Relationship.
Collaboration. I played it so recently, I can quote so much of that.
I did forget that, like, I played that whole game, but I played it all as the dad, not as the mum. And I'm like, I need to go and play that with someone
Playing
else.
as the
And I
mum is
can, because I can
fantastic.
just be like, "Whoop,
It's
I'm going to play
goated.
the other side.
But yeah, it's
Very cool.
It's just another fucking haze light miracle.
Dr. Peck brings
Like-
up a good point. What if they wrote a horny book? And you're just like, oh, this is where I got into my like sexy period piece.
Yeah.
Right in me.
Like normally when I play games for the show that I haven't that I'm yet to finish, I'll maybe play a little bit more of it, but maybe not finish it because I've got to get to the
Yeah, of
next
course.
game.
You're back
I
on this
will
one.
be finishing this game.
Very cool.
I
Glowing,
fucking love it.
a glowing recommendation.
Yeah.
Cool.
Peter, got anything to glow?
Yeah. R.e.p.o. I'm on my online co-op horror experience train.
We've got to come up with a better name for this genre. A shorter name for this
I'm
genre.
surprised you haven't made a card for it yet, guys.
It's a lethal-like.
A lethal like.
A lethal
Like lethal company-like. There's too many words, though.
You know,
It's a repo-like.
Yeah.
This is a repo-like.
Lethal
All right,
like.
give Serrels context of this genre.
I'm trying to, and you're all talking. So it is an extraction game, basically, where you are, in this instance, repo robots sent into the scenes of horrific incidents to retrieve expensive items and take them out for extraction. for the corporation that you work for. There's a R.e.p.o is actually an acronym. It stands for the Retrieve, Extract, and Profit Operation. But you head in with a team of up to 6 in this game. It's a proxy chat horror experience where, like, you know, you start to lose each other as you drift off into other directions and get lost in these kind of labyrinthine maps. But you're always kind of trying to find your way back to home, which is the R.e.p.o van rocks up. This is how this game starts, is it kind of backs into the building that's been haunted. And you have, as you can see in the top right, in this map, 2 extraction zones. And a goal for the first extraction zone of $8,800. So as you're kind of like collecting things, you start to amass that figure, you extract it, the extraction point moves, so you have to go deeper into the labyrinth, find the next extraction point, extract more money, and then get back to the truck. So that's the premise. The interesting thing about this one is that it's really physics-based. Everything you pick up, you can push and pull away from you. It takes damage as you hit it into things. So you need to work like there might be a piano, and so you need 3 of you to lift it and slowly maneuver it around the building while then suddenly you get attacked by haunted monsters. This game, I think, is trending well apparently on socials, not on social media, but in that way where I see clips. But the little like flappy heads are almost like the Canadians in South Park. That the kind of like head kind of just tilts back as you talk. The proxy chat triggers the head tilting, and there's also you can type stuff into the chat,
and then that creates a robot voice that does the same thing.
Spits stuff out. But yeah, then so the process of this one is that you kind of are working your way deeper into a campaign. You get more challenging goals of the amount of money you need to collect, the amount of extraction points, which make it more difficult because you have to travel through the map, and you're getting knocked out and losing your health as you go. But you do a map, and then you go shopping, which is basically the premise of all of these things. You take kind of the profits from this expedition and spend them in a little shop where you can buy more health back, or you can buy upgrades to your speed and your strength so you can carry more stuff. You can get more stamina so you can sprint for longer. And that's basically the process here. There's items like this that you can pick up that attack you. Oh, God. So it's like a haunted doll that is just going to jump at you while you're carrying around. Again, Serrels, you're not familiar with this genre necessarily, but I've been playing quite a few of this type of game this year. And since Lethal Company came out a couple of years ago, it's just they're really fun games to jump into and spend some time with friends in a night when you're spending like $15 on an experience like this. So you can play for 4 hours a session, play a couple of sessions, and you've kind of seen everything the game has to offer, but you've gotten really good bang for your buck. And this is absolutely the case here. It's got an interesting aesthetic in that it's like really kind of like all of the what do they call the smoothing of edges? What's it?
Aliasing?
Anti-aliasing, thank you, yeah. Is like off. It's just like really, really jaggy
Everything's
kind of
spiky.
edges and stuff, and like by design.
Yeah,
right. But it's quite a polished version of this type of game. A lot of these rely on the fact that you're only going to be in there for a couple of sessions, and they don't need to put in heaps of detail.
A lot of them rely on the fact that you're with friends, and that's fun by itself.
100%.
And the jank can be emphasized sometimes, or the humor can come from that jank.
The jank, yeah.
Did you ever play a game called Moving Out? That
it
looks like a almost horror 3D version.
Totally, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
The sort of clumsiness of, I imagine. I thought this was VR when I first saw it, based on like the camera wobble and the people hovering or using that sort of.
Even these models are like very VR.
Totally.
Design,
And
like chat room VR.
So what you said before, the socials of this have been blowing up because there's just something outrageously hilarious about proxy chat and a flappy little head, and then getting murdered or getting stalked by a monster.
Yeah.
Which I don't want to say is what carries this game, but I'm really, really looking forward to playing this just for that wacky sort of. I don't know. I love these things for some reason.
I love this. I love the N64 version. It feels like you're getting nostalgic for that. Like, I remember at one point you were doing the whatever it was, the 2D style. Like,
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you're
The pixel
slowing-
art kind of like Castlevania style
That's
thing was
right,
really
but I
in
feel
vogue.
like nowadays we're getting almost nostalgic for that PS1
Yes.
poly
Big
3D
time.
thing,
Yeah,
and that
100%.
seems like it's really
Crow
going for
Country
that
from last
too.
year was
Oh,
very
yeah.
PS1.
Crow Country's a great
Yeah.
example
Yeah.
of that. Yeah.
And then, sorry, the stress of the. Oh, sorry, I was going to ask about like the monsters, and is there often different types of monsters that are chasing you down? Is that the case
Yeah,
here?
like, and there's different styles of map as well. This is an old house, and sometimes there's an old man with a shotgun walking, like a blind old man walking around with a shotgun. There's little gnomes. There's a giant skull. But there's like you go into effectively Hogwarts, and there's like wizards and witches. There's like a science fiction-y kind of one. There's an interesting thing in carrying around. Some of these items that you pick up will play music or sound effects, and that attracts monsters as well. Like the doll that attacks you is an example of that as well. But you push this trolley around the house, so you can kind of like see how much you've gathered.
You've saw Jesus.
Yeah, no,
Headman.
Headman.
I saw one. There's an item there's like an egg timer that if you grab slows you down and your voice down through proxy chat. So you're running through the map going "Hurl," and everyone else is like, "What the hell is that noise?"
You can get poisoned. Well, you can get a face hugger on you, and it just makes you throw up, and you do damage to whoever you throw up on. There is when you pick up a like one of those ballerina
in a box kind of
music
thing,
box things. When you pick it up, your character spins around, and so you're smashing into everything with this ballerina box as you're trying to get it into the trolley. There's some fun little ideas in here, and again, it just like it feels like a more polished version of a lot of things that I've played that are similar. And I think the concepts are really well thought out. The idea of the trolley and the cache that you can see that you're tracking, and the whole game is really, I think, if you're going to jump into this genre of game, this is a good one to start with because it is. It's not hand-holdy, but it is really clear your objective always, which isn't true of a lot of these things. But I do think it's just like I played with 3 people, myself and 2 others, and you can play with up to 6. And I think this game is designed to play with kind of the higher end as well.
Okay.
To be a little bit more chaotic and a bit faster. But there's something about this one that I don't know if it's just settings or tone that isn't to me as fun as a Headliners, which is scrappier, but a better concept. And maybe it's just because I like the photography thing. Headliners was your photojournalists, and the city's been invaded by aliens, and so you do effectively the same thing, but you go and take photos and try and get high-scoring photos to print in the paper,
Like Dead Rising.
like Dead Rising, like Dead Rising.
Old Frank.
Yeah, it's just, but like, and this relies on the physics engine being like, you swing a hammer by swinging your mouse, and you move objects around by kind of like.
I can't help it.
lifting them
Every
and
time they
dragging them.
talk, I just like is something so Muppet,
Do you wanna
Muppet
hear
about
him?
it that I just do they.
We can listen to them talk.
Let's have a listen.
Who's
Perfect.
Oh
Everything we
wait,
need.
so it's like
Yeah,
what, your voice?
yeah? So the proxy chat triggers the
Let's
flappy
fucking
head like.
go. Let's go.
Yeah.
I
That's
just-
sick.
so
you
there's-
start to drift off into a
That's
different
so
room,
funny.
and your voice
You'll
gets a
get
little quieter
quieter.
as they're drifting away.
So I've seen again the reason there's been some great socials is people like hiding under the bed going, "Don't fucking talk," and then someone comes in and goes, "Blah blah 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 blah," and the monster comes through, and it has some very Muppet style comedy in this. But again, as you said, there's a polished game behind this as well.
So my wife has a group of. This is so bizarre because my wife doesn't really play video games, but she has a group of like girlfriends that are all in their like late 30s, early 40s, and every Thursday for like 3 years, literally, they would play Overcooked together. And they would they would just be like, "No, it's cute," but then they'd be like,
Fighting.
"You fucking cunt! Why the fuck didn't you fucking grab that? Blah blah blah! Why didn't you need to fucking cook the fish?" It'd be literally, I'm in another room and they're full on abusing each other.
Yeah.
Like-
Overcooked has that effect on people.
I was going to say,
It's
does
a
this game
toxic
have that same
Also,
effect?
he said count.
Count.
Then.
Yeah, that's my accent. Sorry,
the accent. So
This game, these games, I think that okay. So the tension of Overcooked hasn't been simulated even by like a Moving Out. I think that like I think that if there's humor in the game design, Moving Out is like your company is called Fart.
Yeah.
Like there's always like tension diffusal in that game.
Yeah.
Overcooked is about building tension.
Yeah.
This game is about building tension, but it gets let off all the time by the scares.
Gotcha.
You like build up tension, scream, laugh. It's gone.
Right.
It's not about like being
There's
the
not a time
best.
limit like, oh my god, you need to get 3 stars. If you don't, if you don't get 3 stars,
was
you
gonna
get
say-
You're not
house.
disappointed in each other for
Yeah.
losing. You're laughing at each other when you're
It's
That's
losing.
the thing.
it's just like the bear.
Yeah,
Just
oh,
like
the
the
bear.
If you're right.
The bear is basically based on overkill.
Is over.
Yeah,
That's it,
absolutely.
I guess if you're right, the fail state of this is humorous.
That's
then
funny, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
funny, and it takes away the tension. That might take away some of the sort of intensity of a game like Overcooked, but here it can be like it can help people from biting each other's heads off and being like, well, that was actually hilarious. And
yeah.
also, when you're running around and having a good run, you just sometimes see something that'll troll the rest of the team, and you're just like, I got to do it because it's just going to be that funny. So
Totally.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I was when I saw this, I was like, I can't wait till this comes out. I didn't know it was actually in early access, so we should play that either on the stream or
yeah, it'd be a good game night stream.
was
Gus,
gold.
what have you been playing?
I decided to try a game that's not really in my wheelhouse because I haven't played any other games in the series, but I played Like a Dragon Yakuza.
Pirate Yakuza.
Shit. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Thank you. I got there in the
You
end.
got
I'm going to
there.
struggle with some of this, so please sit tight. But I decided to finally check out a Yakuza game. This is part of the Like a Dragon series, which is a bit of a spin-off of the more serious Yakuza games. The most recent was Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which is where one of the side characters had an adventure in Hawaii. Previously to that, there was I think the Like a Dragon game was a spin-off. I won't go into that. This game takes another character from the cast list of the Yakuza franchise, and his name's Goro Majima. That's him there. He is a character who wakes up on a beach with amnesia in Hawaii or on a small island off Hawaii, and then proceeds to pursue a life in piracy in a modern-day world. This game is bananas, and all these are. But the best thing about this whole experience I've had is that this character doesn't know who they are from the previous games. I don't know who this character is from the previous games. Early in the game, you meet some of the more serious cast members from Yakuza who are like, hey, it's us. Can we get you to come back and play in the real world and, go back to dealing with the Yakuza family and all this sort of stuff. And this character's like, no, I just want to play this fun pirate game. And it is echoing my experience with the game perfectly. Because I see all them and I'm like, I don't know who any of you are. This looks like a lot more fun, so I'm going to enjoy that. Which has been a really wonderful experience, or a way to get into this series at least. This character, from what I've been told and what I've found out slowly as I played it, he was kind of like the real, the comical but really sadistic shirt open dragon tattoo killer in the group, that it was a bit unhinged. And now he's woken up and he's kind of become a nice guy.
He's like the bestie of the main guy.
Yeah, he's the bestie, but I think
Yeah.
he was unhinged a bit. And now he's kind of like, well, I'm now going to take on this new life and just basically make a new story for myself. That story is weird. That small island he lands on, he's saved by a young boy who he then meets the father of and goes, well, I'm going to hang out with you guys. The little boy says, I want to get off the island, but I can't because I have asthma. They go find a pirate ship together and eventually says, I'm taking you with me. You then leave the island and you convince them all to come with you on the pirate ship. You go to an island called Madlantis, which is a huge, like, everyone in this world, in this area, has taken on piracy and just really loves it. So they've created a big pirate haven that you sail to, and eventually the game breaks down into exploration and brawling and pirate combat, because brawling is a huge part of the Yakuza series. It is essentially a third-person brawler and with some light RPG, and that element of the game is wild. This is real-time combat once you start a fight, whereas the previous two games were these turn-based fights.
The originals, or at least I
The originals,
played
I think.
Yakuza 0, and that one was a brawler. And
They
I
were
think
brawler,
a
and
good-
they feel very Virtua Fighter. Like they have sort of, or
A good
Tekken,
amount
they
of
have
them
like
are
lots of big
brawlers.
heavy hits and crazy combat. They then tried their hand at turn-based, I think, to mixed reviews. I think nothing too bad, but people were like, oh, they shifted to it. This has gone straight back to, you engage a group of enemies and you have this kind of like you versus 20 and you have this brawl. The thing they've added, or the part of this game that's unique, obviously, as you can see, is there is some ship combat, and as you navigate between the two or three hub areas of the world, you can set out in these sort of lightly open areas where you take control of a ship. But it does feel like, it feels like Black Flag had a baby with Crazy Taxi. Like, it's got the fun of ship combat, but with none of the seriousness, obviously, and a lot of the arcadey elements. And that's a huge part of these games, and a huge part of this development team is, like, they prioritize video game over everything, or they inject video game into every element of this story, of this world, of these interactions. Everything is dripping with UI, score, just special effects where there are no special effects needed. And unfortunately, I would usually be very allergic to all that kind of stuff, but I love here that it is just dives in head first, and they are like, we are very proud of that. This is this style of game, and they're not ashamed of any element of it, and it just wears its like love for it on its sleeve. And yeah, it's a crazy ride. I've put maybe like 7 or 8 hours into it now because I just couldn't put it down because I do not know what's around every corner. I don't understand the characters' motivations, but that's kind of a joyous thing. I find often with Japanese games, that is sort of the draw card for me. I really enjoy that. It's unpredictable in a really refreshing manner. And here it is just, maybe if you played Yakuza games, you're like, I saw that coming. But nothing that's happened so far in this story I have seen coming.
I think you'd
fucking
really
wild.
love Yakuza 0.
Yes, that was
very first. It's like the return, pretty much, because Yakuza Kiwami. So
the Kiwami was the
Like a Dragon is the actual name in Japan.
Got
we
it.
call it Yakuza, but Yakuza Kiwami is the first 2 games, and then they start moving up. And I think Yakuza 0 came out.
Oh look,
Honestly,
don't bother. It's
too much. However, the 0. You got to. I think you'd
Is
fucking
that
love
is that a good entry point
Fantastic entry
into
point.
Yakuza?
Yeah,
I
Yakuza 0
I
is the
watched a
first
video
place
trying to
to
recap
start.
all of them. They said don't start with 0. So I think it's varying opinions on them all. I would actually say this is a really good one to start with.
okay.
And I honestly, I could see you enjoying this just out of like the absurdism of it, but
Oh,
the
yeah.
really fun gameplay that is in every part of it. Like no part of it feels. Look, the one gripe I probably have with it is that it's overwritten and it is in that classical sort of JRPG, not JRPG, but like there is just too much dialogue for every scene. It's so indulgent, and it doesn't apologize for that at any point. So you just eventually learn what you can start sort of skipping, or you can do that thing where you sort of half skip the start of a sentence and they eventually go, I guess we should, and we're going to take, and we'll leave over, and thanks to you and all of us, make sure we grab that, and we're going. And you're like, great, okay, that all makes sense. So I've watched the cutscenes, but
I don't understand the story and can't predict what's going to happen next. He says skipping the story.
No, I haven't skipped a single cutscene. I've just sometimes there's just a lot more extra dialogue where if I can find you the clip, I can tell you. They say let's get on the ship, and then they just proceed to for 5 minutes talk about getting on the ship without actually getting on the ship, and then they get on the ship, and I was like, nothing was learned. It was just elaborate. So sorry, Eccentric.
Are you gonna play other Yakuza games now? Do you reckon?
Don't think so. I'll get further through this. What I worry is that but I think this game is really sort of balls to the wall, crazy and fun. And I'm not to say the others aren't, but I think the others still have some attachment to the greater story. And I'd be like learning the story backwards. I'm really enjoying being naive to it and learning it through this experience. I don't know if I would then want to go back and have to reintroduce myself or be reintroduced to those characters. But I'm not discrediting those games.
I know.
I'm just saying
You're not discrediting at all. I would just say, there's definitely a larger story in the original games. This is very much like Majima wants to do something fun, but the vast majority of your time in every Yakuza game is not doing the story.
Sure.
Is
Well, that
literally
is a
playing
huge part of
silly
it, and
buggers.
I've only just started to discover how many mini games there are in it. It is insane. And almost in and I might be wrong here, but like I played a little bit of like Shenmue back in the day. Shenmue back in the, and that game surprised me every time there was like, oh, there's a pool table. And I walked past it, it's like, you can play pool. It's like, what? And then it's like, oh, there's people playing Mahjong. It's like, you can play Mahjong. And back then, due to the limitations, it blew my mind that there was more than 2 core gameplay elements in a game. This one is like, there's a go-kart track. There, for no other reason, there's poker tables everywhere. There's karaoke bars, which is a staple. But there's so many things around that are so unnecessary. There's batting cages where you shoot like cannonballs that come at you, and it's a full game. Like that mini game, the batting cage, which is in the other games, but here it's got a pirate twist. People are like, oh, thank God that's there. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth had in it a whole Animal Crossing like arcade game that people played more than they got obsessed with, and they were more into that game than the main game. And so I don't doubt there's something similar in here. But yeah, I was hesitant to play this. I was worried that I would just find it too silly. I thought I do like pirates, and maybe a silly adventure in this world might be the best way to to sort of be introduced to these characters. And yeah, I'm loving it. I really love the captain, who's Goro Majima, voiced by Michael Mercer. Is that
Oh, no way.
Who's the DM for
Matt Mercer.
Matt Mercer, sorry. And he's fantastic in it. I know a lot of people dubs versus subs kind of thing, but I would say the English voice acting here is really good. Yeah, it is just so far. I'm kind of dying to go back because I want to know where this stupid story is going, because I'm not going to predict it. I just landed on Honolulu. I'm now in the modern, like, where I am in the game is not Pirate Islands. I'm running around suburban streets trying to pick up flyers for the mascot in a giant mascot outfit. Like, couldn't have told me I was going to be doing that. I wouldn't have known.
That is the beauty of Yakuza games.
Yeah, I think this is a great entry point for people. And also, the opening is a musical. And it just, they get on the ship and just decide to break into song, and it's it's like going to a musical. It's kind of terrible, and you love it. And I was like, this is fantastic. So yeah, I would recommend it for. I'm sure Yakuza fans love it, but or Like a Dragon fans do. But I now am one of those people.
Yakuza guy.
I'm a Yakuza, and I'm probably saying it wrong. It's Yakuza, not Yakuza. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Yakuza.
A Yakuza
No,
guy.
they're fucking fantastic.
They've never done
they're-
anything wrong
They're
with Yakuza.
everything games.
Yeah.
They're
I'm happy
everything
that
games.
Shenmue thing found that its outlet in the world, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a game
Yeah.
that came out, the sequel took ages, and it's like, it's so expensive, and it's kind of weird, but it's found its place in the world.
I just think there's like
Was
People
that too
love it.
serious? Was Shenmue too
Too
self-serious?
expensive to make.
And-
I'll tell you that
But,
much.
like, games can be just absurdly expensive if they've got a massive market. Shenmue was obviously like, I just remember playing the Shenmue 2 demo.
Yeah.
I had it on a disc and I just played the fuck out of it.
There was so
and I
much
was
game
like,
in it.
when is this game going to come out? And I don't know. I'd never bought it, but because I was a tiny child. But I just remember being really serious, and like the tone was like really sad.
Yeah.
And like Yakuza obviously is just all about absurd fun all the time.
But did it start
Like,
out serious? I don't know much about Yakuza. Did it start out serious,
not,
then became
not
became
serious, but it definitely
always playful.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they've
Yeah.
dabbled with the slightly more. There was like the hard-boiled detective spin-off as well. So it's
Judgment.
Judgment. I just think
Yeah.
it's that kind of like it is that unpredictable Japanese nature of storytelling, which is wildly unpredictable but fantastic because of it.
Yeah.
There is even little moments here where suddenly it got heartfelt and it had no right to do so.
Oh.
Musically, and like someone would just tell a story about their dying father, and I was like, "What's going on? We're on a crazy pirate island." And yeah, it's.
I think the tongue-in-cheek nature of those games is what endears people to it. Because,
Yeah.
like, I mean, you know, in all realness, the Yakuza are, you know,
That's what I said before. They've
scary,
done nothing.
they're
Yeah,
scary guys.
they're not bad
Yeah.
guys.
So
Yes, they're terrible.
it's like I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a show called Way of the House Husband, which is like this anime about this
Yes.
ex-Yakuza who decides to cast his life of violence into the past so he can just be a stay-at-home husband to his working wife. And it's so silly and so cute, but like they play on those moments of like seriousness every so often, and I feel like they had to have gotten so much influence from Yakuza, just because it has the perfect balance of getting back to the story and then being like, okay, but let's sing one song karaoke real quick. Let's just play slot cars for a
So
second.
what you're saying is the Yakuza historically have just been misunderstood.
Oh, totally.
Okay,
I think you know. Yeah.
They're all softies under all
Yeah.
those dragon tattoos.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks.
When Gus turns up in a ditch somewhere, it was because of that clip that you just said.
George in the chat saying real Yakuza love the Like a Dragon games, by
sure
the
they
way.
fucking do.
That makes me so happy. Mark,
Me,
What
you been playing?
Well, you could say playing. I haven't played much of it, but I did want to talk about Demonology because I'm Scottish, and this is a very Scottish game about Scottish witches. It's like it's saying there's six. So
It's not wrong.
I'm really interested in this game. So it's kind of like I love the witch angle.
Yep.
I love witches. I love so you play as a witch hunter, and it's kind of like you've got to investigate this small Scottish town during witch trials and find out which person is the witch. I'm really interested in this game because when you approach a human being to talk to them in this game, you have two options: talk or torture.
Ah.
So
That's it?
Yeah, And I'm also really excited by the idea that it's got really authentic Scottish dialogue. Like, if you see the dialogue come up, it's really like, "Aye, I'm not a witch. What you talking about?" Like, and it's spelled out like a kind of Irvin Welsh novel.
Oh, right. So it's the phonetic kind of like.
Yeah,
oh,
like really
amazing.
phonetic
So you
Scottish.
have to sit there and. Is it got voice acting or do you have to.
No,
sound
it doesn't
out
have
yourself?
voice acting. Yeah, you just have to
Brilliant.
sort of, yeah. So
Gus, he's Scottish.
Get
Scottish,
out.
yeah. And I think I'm just really inspired by the fact that when Scottish people appear in video games, they're usually voiced by someone who's not Scottish.
Troy Baker.
It's very fucked up. Troy Baker.
Chris
Doing
Pratt.
his very best
Yeah.
Scottish accent. It's
Yeah.
very embarrassing.
Yeah, right. So
And,
talk
yeah.
through how does it sort of play? Like you.
Well, you kind of go to a point, and then it's very rudimentary. It's like I think it's one.
DOS game.
It's developed by one person. It's kind of very experimental, indie, super cheap video game. So you talk, torture.
Okay.
Most of the time you talk. But you know, sometimes you have to torture. I think that's really important in life.
Yeah.
But yeah, by the end of the 5 days,
You daft little zealot.
I think you have to choose. I'm not this far yet, but I think by the end of the 5 days, you have to decide who the witch is and see if you get it right.
Got it.
There's
Okay,
horror
right.
elements to it, and I think it's kind of like what's that Arthur Miller play?
Tituba, John Proctor.
Yeah, that's it.
Fucking Crucible.
The Crucible, thank you. So I think there's
Mousetrap.
elements of that inspired by that, like
Nathan Lane.
who's the real witch? Are you a witch? Oh, that sort of vibe.
I just
fun.
want to hear you say which is the
Witch.
witch again.
Watches.
So right. So
I
it's
see
kind
here
of an
return
introduction.
plus time. So it's like you got 5 days to find the witch, and whoever you go and talk to in whatever part, you're like losing part of a day in doing
Correct,
that.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
I fucking love that mechanic. I can't remember what that's been in before, but I've definitely experienced that where it's like
what's the game where you're on a boat and you're trying to solve the
Return of the
murders?
Obra Dinn?
Return of the Obra Dinn. It's
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
that same aesthetic, which
Yeah.
I love that
Pared
game.
back, but like retro and.
And I also
yeah, okay.
loved had that guy's other game, which was Papers, Please.
Papers, Please,
I think
yeah.
that does a bit of the time thing as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's like I love the feeling, not generally, but in games like this, when they get it right, the feeling that you can't do everything.
Yeah.
And so it just puts
Yeah.
so much weight on every decision you
But
make.
also a tiny bit of relief that you're like, okay, cool. I'm gonna live
I
with
can't
these.
do
I'm
everything,
gonna
yeah.
live with these consequences. I'm
Also,
not gonna
probably
try.
it's the type of game that's very short. You can go back and experiment with different things.
This
What happens
this
when
is
you
a
do
lovely
that?
anecdote to prove how time poor you are. Like it's quite a short game. I haven't even gotten
I haven't
halfway
fucking
through
even
it.
started. I've barely started. Yeah, but
I
I
love the
this
presentation.
type of game, and I love a game that feels like you don't need to sink 80 hours into it, like
Totally.
Yakuza or some of
Yeah.
these other games. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
really
games like
dedicated.
Pentiment did that with
Yeah.
the time and like your choices. And,
This
yeah.
this is haunting. And again, like to use the only example I'll put out there is The Vitch, the movie. Like I love that.
man.
That is that dark woods. This aesthetic on top of that is just that kind of material is creepy
Foils on your
as.
filthy member and maggots in your bum.
What does that
torture.
Old crone.
Amazing.
Fucking love an old crone. I love an old crone in a video game.
Yeah.
Don't know about you.
Can I tell you about one of the greatest moments of my life?
Oh,
which
please.
is when I was filming for the ABC, and we were filming all of the artists that were performing that year to a click track singing Auld Lang Syne, and Colin Hay started it, and I was like, this is just the most amazing fucking thing ever. Men at Work, for those who are unaware, but Colin Hay, the Scottish head front of that, and
He's Scottish.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I
I
know.
did not know that. The guy
Yeah.
who's the guy who sings
Land Down Under?
Under is from
Yeah.
Scotland. That's
Yeah.
fucked
And
up.
he's out of money now?
No, he does well.
No, they got sued
He,
by
off Overkill.
they got sued by the daughter of the person who wrote
Kookaburra Sits in the
Kookaburra
Old Gum
sits
Tree.
in the old gum tree because they used the riff. Different story altogether. But yeah,
But
wild.
yeah, I'm dead keen to sink some more time into this. It's kind of weird shit that I like.
I think it may just be like the black and white kind of UI of it. But have you seen Your Holy and Virtuous Heretic? It's been made by a
No.
Sydney developer, and it's like.
Oh no, I
sort
have
of-
seen that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I played a bit of demo, and
Is that the one where you can move? You move really fast through
Yeah.
levels. Yeah, it looks fucking sick. I saw it on TikTok.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
The only thing I did notice in this, and again we'll move on, but it's just like so there's moving through sections of the world, and then there were little vignettes where you just get a kind of like slightly parallaxed little view of like a creepy
Yeah,
little area. Are
that's
you
right.
and what you're just like looking for people to talk to and
Do you know those like you guys are I'm so much older than you guys, but there used to be games like on the Commodore 64
Yeah, yep.
or on like old computers that you would type in, like go west.
Yep. You look left, you see
look
mountains.
left, you see this. I think there's a real element of that, which is
That
really
little hand-drawn,
nostalgic for
scratchy
me.
map, even beyond the text stuff. This is beautiful, actually.
Yeah.
Beyond the text stuff, just that like rudimentary HUD map did look kind of like that. You've got Castle Mountain something here, like it's scratched on a little map. Is this in game? Because he's at the
It's
top.
like stop motion cinematics.
At the
It
top,
looks so
I
different.
It's so fucking amazing.
And there's a lot of games that are very Scottish. We were talking when I mentioned this game. What was the game you called out?
I said Judera.
Judero. That's like claymation.
I'm
And that's
fucking
Scottish
playing
as well.
this.
Yeah, this looks.
This looks
It's funny 'cause the
insane.
creators of Judera are making another game called Machina, which feels incredibly English, despite their last game being heavy Scottish folklore.
There'll be some flip at the end where
Yeah.
they kill the royals.
Yeah,
They pull the
finally.
pin on the holy hand grenade.
The holy hand.
The royal jewels.
I typed in this game and I was like, I'm gonna download this when I get home. This looks insane.
Yeah.
And as you said, I'm kind of time poor. I'm like, this would be wonderful to like just play
like
over an evening.
$5.
I typed in demonology. I spelled it wrong, obviously, and then I got it. It's in form of a dialogue divided into 3 books by the high and mighty Prince James, and was first published in 1597. So it's like it's an old Scottish text
Yeah.
called Demonology.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Hectic, man.
this is cool.
Edge of the woods.
And it's cheap as well. Yeah, $4.50. It's very cheap.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah,
Cool.
Give it a bash.
Cool as hell. So,
Thanks for bringing a Scottish game to us.
Pete,
Nee
you,
bother.
Pete, you played R.e.p.o.
Mhm.
What does it stand for again?
I don't remember.
Okay. Oh well.
Repossession.
No, with the yes.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
All
the,
right.
the retrieve, extract, and profit operation.
Thank you very much. Gus, you played.
Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
There we go.
Yay. Thank
And
you.
you played
Demonology.
very good.
Nuggets in
and
your
I,
bum. Sorry.
and I played Spit Fiction.
There it is.
Toy. And now it's time for a break.
Australia, we've got something to tell you. We've got news for you. Gonna put some wheels in motion. Get ready, because we're coming through. The Vegabus is coming. And everybody's jumping. Tullamarine to Bendigo. An interstate free disco. The wheels of steel are turning, and the traffic lights are burning. So if you like to party, get on and move your body. We like to party. We like to party. The Vegabus is coming. Paid for and sponsored by the We Like to Party Party.
Did you know there was a Daredevil video game made in 2003? Daredevil the Man Without Fear throws Matt Murdock into a third-person beat-em-up across Hell's Kitchen, complete with button-mashing combos, baton-throwing beatdowns, acrobatic attempts, and Matman vision. It also had a sick soundtrack. It took heavy inspiration from the Elektra Lives comic book arc with Kingpin assassinated, Foggy Nelson captured, and a gang war breaking out across Hell's Kitchen. It was planned for the PS2, Xbox, and PC, but it actually never released. In the early 2000s, game dev studio 5000 Foot wanted to make their first hit game. It was set to be a small-scale journey through key Daredevil comic moments, but plans shifted when the team caught wind of the big screen film. The budget grew, the deadline was made for the film's release, and the scope of the game expanded with plans for an open world. But the kingpins at Sony, Microsoft, and especially Marvel threw their demand batons into the ring. Sony wanted a tricky Tony Hawk-style rail-grinding system, Marvel wanted an authentic Daredevil experience to feel the exaggerated swagger of a vigilante lawyer, and Microsoft wanted whatever the developers wanted. They weren't picky.
Seriously, Matt, the ball's in your court.
However, it wasn't the pressure of the higher-ups that would send the game to Hell's Kitchen. Late in development, the game shifted to a new engine, which broke many of the game's core mechanics. The team missed their planned release date, Ben Affleck Murdocked without a decent tie-in, and the release was bumped to summer 2003. But with many team members exiting the company, Marvel refused to approve the game for release, feeling the devs had missed the mark. Spectre. That's Moon Knight. Any news of the game went dark until November 2020, when PTOP Online uploaded footage of an early build of the game. Then, in 2023, an ex-developer gave Hidden Palace user casually noted a PS2 build that was later made playable. And it looked great! It could have been a proper 6th generation classic. But for now, the Devil of Hell's Kitchen is without a solo game outing, aside from this beauty on the Game Boy Advance. But with the new series hitting our screens, could a Daredevil game be born again? Is the name of the new series.
Welcome back to the Iron Brew contest, where we're slamming brews, baby.
Oh, man,
slamming brews all night long.
So much sugar in these.
It's actually back
So
pocket.
much, man.
Yum, 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 yum.
Sorry to disappoint.
Da
This is just
brew.
back-
It's an obnoxious can that would look good in a jersey form, I think.
I'll tell you where it looks good.
Yeah?
In a gutter in Glasgow.
I believe
like-
it's pronounced Glasgow.
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 Glasgow. It was such a grey day in Glasgow, and I stepped out and there was a bright orange
day.
can. It was
Every
like
day
the
is
sun.
a
That's
day.
the reason why they made it so bright.
Yeah,
is
like,
because
this will turn
everything's
out
so
true.
grey.
It's like, thank you to the Vegabus and to William. The Vegabus for your ad in that ad break, and William for the Daredevil social.
That man's timely when it comes to socials about Marvel-related
He punches that shit out. He loves the Daredevil.
It's good. You should watch it. Did you watch Daredevil?
I watched the movie.
Is there a new season out? Is that
There's
what's
a new
happening?
season out, and it was like, it was good Marvel TV when they were like, this could all be good. And they started on a strong foot with that, and then it all went downhill.
Isn't that the first one? Is it the same people? That was
Same,
in the
it's
first
same
Netflix
actor.
one?
Yeah.
They made,
Gotcha.
I'm going to get it wrong, they did 2 great seasons and a third where they were like, oh, we're going to be like the movies. We're going to add all these extra characters, all these mythical elements. They shut the bed,
They
and then
fucked
they
it.
were
They
like,
fucked it.
and then
Yeah.
now they've done a new one. They're like, we're sorry, it's good again.
They put Daredevil in Fortnite.
They put
and-
everyone in Fortnite,
Fortnite.
Ruby.
It's
That's
not-
not a
it's not
shit
a new- it's not a
surprise.
headline.
I know,
Come on.
but it just confused
I'm in
me
Fortnite.
a little.
There'd be like Daredevil not in
Because
Fortnite
he doesn't
would be a
use
story.
guns in.
No one uses guns, but they're in Fortnite. I played COD with Ninja Turtles
no,
last
no.
week. It was them running around with guns.
Hear me out. Like, if he tries to snipe someone,
You can't see.
Exactly.
You are right in saying that. I don't believe he kills people. He's Batman-esque in that sense.
Yeah.
But then he does, or does he? New series, not sponsored yet by Marvel. Or is
All
that
I
dope?
know is that he got heavily into fisting in the last season.
cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Let's get on with the next segment. It's
Like
called
Daredevil.
Celebrity Head Jobs.
Hater. We're a rude show tonight.
Oh, rude.
There's a character called Iron Fist.
Oh, yeah, that checks out.
Okay.
That does.
Sponsored by BMac.
That's meant to be my
where's
saxophone, but I realized it could have been.
BMac has a website called TLDR Movie Reviews. He does film reviews and does full film reviews and a score out of 5. But at the top, he puts a TLDR for the film he just watched.
It's perfect for you. You can just
Yeah, I'd love
shorthand
to.
reviews.
TLDR. What's the web address?
TLDR
TLDRmoviereviews.com.
Are you?
No AU.
Alright.
This is global. This shit.
I'm in.
I'm going to read to you the TLDR for a film. You need to tell me what movie
yeah, all right, let's do
BMac
this.
is talking about. TLDR. Weird. I mean, profoundly weird. But maybe not weird enough.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Okay.
New movie?
I'm not
They
going to tell you.
usually are.
I'm going to tell you it's weird. I mean, profoundly weird, but maybe not weird enough.
Have you seen it?
I have.
So it's not that new. 'Cause I don't think Pete's seen anything
The
recently.
Northman.
Ooh.
Not the Northman, but that's a great stab.
That's the-
It's like, why is he fucking his mother?
It should have been a little
That
bit
could have been
weirder.
weirder.
But it could have been weirder. He
Yeah.
could have actually fucked them.
You're the first person who's played this game properly and actually come up with a
Yeah, I
decent
like that.
answer that fits the brief.
Oh, is it the new Robert Pattinson movie?
Someone's written a comment.
Mickey 17.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mickey 17.
It's got to be that, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
'Cause
okay.
I want that movie to be really weird.
It's not weird enough, apparently,
enough.
according to some.
Is that it?
3.5 stars. It was Mickey 17.
3.5
It's spot on. Arnold Glitter.
That's all I'm looking
And
forward to
also
in the
you.
next
Yeah,
couple of
thanks.
months. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first film I've been looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing in a while.
So there was a what do you call it? A press screening of that movie last night.
Yeah.
The night before, and I think a lot of people went to it.
That's what
Yeah.
reminded me of it.
That
I saw the
BMac
Panacassia
was there. That is,
BMac was there.
Yeah, yeah.
This
Because
guy.
there is also on the TLDRmoviereviews.com website disclosure. I was invited to a press screening of this film,
Ah, there
and this
you
was
go.
this article was posted moments ago.
There you go.
Hell
Probably
yeah.
while he was watching
Me
the
too.
show.
This game needs to be rebranded as TLDR, the thing that just came out, because that's pretty much what we do.
Well, I was not going to do that, but you were like, do Mickey 17.
I
was
didn't know
like-
you were going
and
to,
I was like,
though.
okay.
So then I didn't know it was out. I questioned.
I questioned. Well, let's get on with Celebrity Head Jobs. Celebrity Head Jobs is just like Celebrity Heads, but different. In our version of the game, we've reversed the traditional rules. Instead, one person knows the character they are portraying, and they have to get everyone else to guess what it is. Chat will be able to see which character they are because this person will wrap their body in a chroma key blanket so that only their head is visible on the body of a video game celebrity.
Get up, Gus.
Gus is going to go
You
first.
guys heard that too, right?
Gus is
And then
gonna
I'm
do
just
that.
like,
Heard
get up,
what?
Gus.
Gus is going to
Do
go
it,
first. So Gus will get up. He's going to wrap himself in a green blanket on a chroma key, and he's going to be a floating head. He's going to be put onto a character. He has a list of words that he cannot say.
We can't see him in the video game because
We-
there's all these screens. I'm worried it's going to come up.
It's not going to come up.
Okay.
We have the technology. We have the power.
The technology.
We have this. The $1 million man is sitting over there in that corner. And so Gus will see who he's playing. He'll see his words. He's going to perform that character for us and do such a good job of embodying the character that we'll be able to identify him.
I will actively subpar job to get maximum entertainment out of this segment. Excellent. All right.
Cool.
I can. Am I mic'd? Josh, I'm mic'd.
Yeah, you're on.
We can't. We've talked about the rules of this. Like, you can do the voice unless it's just super obvious, because there's got to be a couple of characters out there that are just like way too obvious.
Yeah, you
It's
can't.
only-
In your case,
Exactly.
Serrels, you can try all of them.
Sick.
Yeah, do all
Scottish
of them just
Mario.
in your
Scottish
regular voice.
Mario.
Hey, Peach, where you going? Gonna come back for Bowser?
Come back for some iron brews.
Hey.
It's a lovely language. I don't know.
It is.
There are lovelier languages.
Fair enough.
You mean accent as well?
Oh.
Oh, I mean, like, there's Gaelic,
Yeah.
and then
Oh.
also there's
People who speak Gaelic have a different accent.
Totally,
There's
yeah.
different accents
Yeah.
even in Scotland.
well, like in
Smart.
Aberdeen, people speak Doric.
Checking my
which
words.
is-
Yeah, man.
Because like my dad taught me a few Doric words, so like
Number 9?
You were just outside having a durry.
exactly.
Oh, no, it's a durry.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Like fit like means how are you?
Yeah.
And then you say,
Hey,
nah,
guys.
bad, fit like yourself.
Oh, he's here.
Oh.
Someone's entered the room.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, that's
Oh.
someone sexy has entered the room.
What?
Oh.
What?
The moustache is not a good look.
It looks better at the moment. Anyway, how are you guys?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm really good.
Oh. What did you do? How did you arrive? What were you in a vehicle?
How did I arrive? Gosh.
The
I
accent's gone.
arrived
Yeah.
in a ball of flame because I'm hot.
A ball of flame because he's
Is it
hot.
Ghost Rider?
Came through a big flaming hole.
Oh.
Like a big
Flaming
flaming.
hole.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Are you Jesus Christ?
I'm not Jesus Christ, but well, I'm in similar shape.
Full of
So, like,
holes?
so,
Jesus
yeah.
is ripped, though.
Jesus is
Jesus
ripped.
is ripped.
He was a
Yeah.
carpenter. Takes a bit of work to,
Yeah.
you know.
Does.
Oh, yeah.
Like my
push a lathe
dad.
around.
I do the work, just like the big man. Although not from my religion.
So you're not a believer
Turned
of
into
Christ.
Job.
What do you mean you came from a big burning ball? Like,
I arrived. I move around swiftly, flamefully,
Sexily.
Sexily.
Oh, don't move my head.
Would you,
There's that bug. There's one bug in this room. Sorry, I dropped character.
Yeah, the bug influenced the character.
You're not in the studio.
What did you have for breakfast before you came?
Ooh, more like who did I have for breakfast?
Would you?
Yeah.
So would you say that you fuck?
Oh yeah.
So that's like a big part of your character.
I think I'm going too gruff. Yeah, I fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you just Troy Baker?
I sound like him. I'm so sorry. Am I voiced by Troy Baker? I don't believe so. No.
Are you jacked?
I'm pretty jacked.
Are you
yeah.
like ridiculously jacked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
You're looking down at your body, but is that a human body?
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm all flesh, baby. Sorry, almost went. I'm all flesh, baby.
What would you say is your like go-to weapon?
Ooh, good question. I don't think I have just the one. I mean, dealer's choice.
Interesting.
I got a lot of weapons. I swing a big thing sometimes. Sword, I can say
Okay, like
sword.
other than your
I swing a big sword. I throw a big disc. I flail with daggers, whatever you want. I'm not flirting with you, Ruby, by the way. I'm just this
No,
is a
it's
character.
okay.
Hey, do you guys know what it is and you're dragging it out? Because I've got no idea.
I know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. You there's multiple planes, I guess,
of existence.
Of existence or
Day-to-day life, I transcend multiple planes and all because I've got serious parent issues.
Yeah.
I gotta deal with a pretty bad role model, but I'll one-up him eventually and I'll take this whole place over for myself and then I can fuck them all. I'm a big old flirt, yeah. Just, like, you got nothing here? I go on a run, I kill some stuff, I come back, I flirt. I go on a run again. I come back, I flirt again.
Would you describe yourself as like a kind of godly figure?
Oh yeah. Chiseled, godly, with an L-Y, not the word that's on the screen. All that checks out.
If someone else says the word, you can follow.
Do you have any pets?
Oh, I don't know. Do I? I don't know.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. Apparently I do.
Okay, 'cause I think I know who it is.
Yeah.
I don't
anything?
know. I've got nothing, man.
If you were like,
if I was to show
you
off...
would when you came via flaming ball to get to this plane that we exist on here on Earth in the world.
What's your
question? Living, which direction did you go?
Oh, I went down.
No, to get here.
No, I was going up? No, I've been going down.
Yeah, but to get here...
This is a hard answer to a hard question. Many layers up, and now I'm back down.
Can you describe...
Have you played this?
Yeah. Well, you're in hell.
I'm in a form of that, yeah. And if
Yeah.
I was to, in my ripped form, show you my nuts, I'd say, hey, look at these nuts.
Okay, do you want to say who we think it is at the same time?
A wink?
3, 2, 1. Hades.
Oh,
Nuts.
I don't play Hades.
No, not Hades. Fucking cunt. No.
Incorrect.
Crank.
Starts with a Z.
Zagreus.
I
Yeah.
am the one, the
From
only.
Hades.
From Hades.
Zagreus.
Let's see Zagreus, please, in the studio. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hades
What a handsome
nuts.
boy.
Ooh.
Hades nuts.
Hades nuts.
Look at
Yeah.
these
Oh,
nuts.
You couldn't say daddy, which made it hard. And ejaculate.
Apparently, I couldn't say ejaculate. But
Couldn't say ejaculate.
thanks for that.
Yeah, I just wanted to type because Will was like, what are the 10 words he can't say? And I was like, I'm going to make Will read this.
Ejaculate.
Alrighty.
Thank you,
Who's next?
Zagreus. Come and take a seat. Who's next?
Oh, anyone.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
Yeah, why don't you go Ruby and then
Yeah, and then
Mark
you
on.
can.
How we go?
You've got 2 examples. And you can
Sweet,
figure it
now I know
out
what's
from there.
going on. Holy shit. That's
That
you
i-
guys.
so that is Gus, and that is a drawing from a moment where he believed that he may have shat his pants live on stream. He was playing a horror game, and there was a jump scare, and he went.
It was a home stream. It was
Yeah.
early morning.
Just
I
had a coffee.
had a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
I was in one layer of boxes, nothing else, and we watched a announcement trailer for the Medium. Oh, no, we were playing the Medium.
Yep.
And the game was really slow and really drawn out. And we're like, I don't think this is a horror game. And then, yeah, solid jump scare. And,
Push your hair
happy
back
to
for this
confess, solid fart. Like, scared me into the fart. But it was early enough and there was, not enough time to think. There was
Oh, okay.
there was a slow shutter speed, so... I'm still talking about that. Why am I still...
Hello.
Get your... Yeah.
Shatter speed.
We've seen this character before.
Yeah.
Okay. I liked playing that character, but I instantly feel smaller now. Like it's the feeling
you
I got
and
phantom.
now you're no longer a god.
I got phantom ripped. Like it was like phantom limbed. I was like, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Is that okay?
You still look great.
Thank you. I put a bit.
Stay still.
Again, this is your inner monologue.
Stiller.
But
Wow.
More still, like.
you going cross-eyed?
She can
No.
make it.
Oh, okay.
No, I was.
A little bit, just enough. I used to go cross-eyed when I had to stream on Good Game for too long. And then Peter watched the end of one of my streams and my eyes were like
They
that.
were just like
It was
so
fine.
skewed.
And it was like 3 hours in front of a camera. Yeah. All right.
Welcome to the
ready?
studio.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Very
reserved.
normal. Just a very normal person just walked in.
Mark, you had a what was that?
Yeah, this is me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark, you got a question
Sweet.
for our guest?
where
You got to talk into the mic, not her.
Wow, Jesus Christ. Where have you come from?
Space?
Space question mark.
Are you the operator of a space vehicle?
No.
Do you,
No.
do you travel? You do travel via a space vehicle?
No.
You're a celestial being?
Yes. I travel with a
She's hitting a banned word. Okay, are you a little alien? You cute little alien?
Some could call me that. I come from space. I wouldn't call myself an alien.
Okay, well, no one does. They think they're normal, but we're aliens.
You're
to
the
other
freak,
people.
actually.
There it is. All right, no need to get antsy. Interesting.
You spend most of your time just kind of on the surface.
Yeah, I come to Earth a lot. People really like me there. They like my dad more, though.
Like your dad more.
Mm.
I forgot Pete knows these because I was flirting harder with him than you guys. I was like, oh, he knew I was that character. Okay, good to know. Sorry, they like your dad or they don't like your
They
dad?
love my
They
dad.
love your dad.
Mm.
And do they just like you or just indifferent to you?
They're like fine with me. I do most of the work, but
Oh.
but
Underappreciated?
yeah.
Okay. How do you express that? Are you proactive in that, or are you a bit of a pushover?
You could say I push.
You push.
Push.
Okay. Why is that funny to you? Well,
No reason.
no reason. Okay. They like your dad.
My life's actually very serious.
Oh. Okay. You are not the main character of your game, are you?
I am,
You are.
but my father would like to think that he's the main character of my game.
I'm lost, Mark. You're right.
You're into pushing things?
Yep.
That's your whole vibe?
Yep. I love it, and everybody loves when I do it.
You're coming out of your shell a little now. Is that okay?
I just love to push.
What kind of stuff do you push?
Good question.
Round things.
Oh. Okay. I mean, that's I would never have picked your voice. That as your voice.
Why?
I don't know.
Is there something wrong with my voice?
No. So you push.
I thought we clarified here that the freak is you, not me.
I'm not here to fight with you. I'm saying.
Do you want to go?
I've
I've got a big thing to work with, actually. And it gets bigger the more I go around.
There we go. Okay. You push, it gets bigger.
I'm sorry, I have a lot of family trauma.
That's all right.
Are you GLP from Survivor?
She has been. She has played
that
JLP on this show.
I know.
Okay, good.
It's one of my all-time favorite.
Actually, push your stuff around, it gets bigger. Would you? And again, like to a sort of monumental size.
Yeah.
You're pretty destructive, aren't you? You're a little bit of a shit in that
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I destruct is when I create.
That's just a riddle in a game that doesn't need a riddle.
Are you the Hobbit?
Pushes things around, sticks to a big ball. You're
Not
pretty.
the Hobbit.
Yep.
I mean,
What's your dad's job?
He's the king.
He's the king.
Okay.
the king.
So
You got a pretty interesting outfit, don't you?
Yeah, I'm actually wearing the exact same color.
You're a little green guy. Little green guy. You got a pretty weird. You got a weird shaped head as well.
Yeah, like a pill.
You got a pill head, green body, push stuff around. Mark, you got anything?
The wee guy from Katamari Damacy, is that the name of the game? Yeah.
Yes.
I finally knew something.
Prince.
Actually, yeah, I didn't know the name.
Yeah.
Prince
the-
Katamari.
Katamari.
Yeah. Keep stretching my face.
Oh, it's your strap. Oh no, Ruby, no!
Da 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 da. Katamari
terrifying.
Damacy.
He is the prince.
Amazing,
Katamari
beautiful
on
ball
the
roll, all Cosmos green X school. Okay, thank you, Ruby.
Thank you.
All right, you've seen how it's done.
Lovely.
Magic. Is it
Can't
my
be that
turn?
hard. Up you
Alright,
get.
let's go.
What? I mean, a good choice for you. You're a big fan of that series.
Fuck, I love that game. I love that game.
Is there? There's a couple of them, right?
There's Katamari. The first one was Katamari Damacy. The
Yeah.
second one was We Love Katamari, which was actually the first one I played.
Yeah.
And that, arguably, to me, is the best one.
Then there's Beautiful
Then
Katamari.
there's Beautiful Katamari, and then
You don't have
Katamari
to type
Forever.
behind, just sort of
Forever.
throw it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But We Love Katamari, best one.
Yeah, you will.
Just,
Yeah.
Can I
get a 3 on the sides?
Pull it tight at your neck and
Yeah.
throw
Do
it
you
over
ask
your
for
shoulders.
a, do you ask
that
for a
good?
fade?
Oh no, that'll work.
Are you bold
Actually-
enough to ask for a fade?
I'm toiling. I'm on.
that should be.
Actually, yeah. I think you
Hey,
get,
don't look at the screen.
I'm okay.
oh, yeah, Ruby.
Ruby.
Okay, I'm
Ruby.
doing
Yeah,
this.
Mark, you can.
Thank you. I definitely feel like I'm getting a haircut.
Everyone in here
Alright.
needs a photo taken like that. That's
Yeah.
just fantastic content.
Put it on the Discord.
I should be.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Oh,
All right, take it away.
He's got to get centered.
He's
Josh
got to get
has
centered.
to.
Josh is doing,
has to
just
center.
doing his bit. I reckon he's got a little bit of work to do with this one as well. So
Okay.
yeah,
Just give me 2 secs.
yeah. Give him. Let's
Yeah,
give
the
him
Katamari
Oh.
games are just unreal.
Have you played a Katamari game, Mark?
I think I must have done. I used to review PlayStation. Holy shit, man!
Green is absolutely your color.
Thanks. Magic. That was very close up one.
It got a remake on something eventually, didn't it? More current or more modern.
Katamari, the
We
the
love.
first Katamari game got the Royal Reverie remake, and then they did the same with We Love Katamari, and I think it's because they released that first one, and everybody was like, "Wait, this isn't the one that I remember," because everybody remembers We Love Katamari.
I remember playing something on PSP. And then
Oh,
it
Touch
got
My Katamari.
Touch My Katamari was a game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, someone just
That's
call
what
that in the
Touch
chat.
My was in.
You
Oh, that was
remember
on
that game
Vita?
they made where you stretched your body? It was made by the same guy,
Oh, I
and
think
you
I
would,
actually
you
do.
could stretch your body all the way up to the moon.
Yeah.
Yes.
You shouldn't be pushing towards us with your hand under that sheet.
I'm not doing anything. What are you talking about?
Well, I know the guy.
Mark is
that-
very excited to play this.
Yeah, I love that game so much. So much.
The guy that made the
need to
Katamari
sit still for
series
this
is
one,
the
Mark.
one that's making
Sorry.
that T-posing teen game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
of course.
yes.
To a T.
I saw that get a lot of press after it got announced, but we talked about it, and then
After
I
we
just
showed it
saw
off,
heaps
yeah.
of podcasts and stuff were like raving about that.
I'm
was
so
their pick
excited
for
to play it.
That looks really damn cute.
Because it reminds me of those like slice of life Japanese like life sim games mixed with the silliness of I think it's Kita Takahashi,
The artist?
the creator.
Looks like my face is ready. Am I
Yeah.
even on the guy now?
Okay.
Like, people know that they're ready to roll.
Yeah, once
Yeah,
you're
my
good
bad.
and you
Yeah,
see
man.
it.
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready to go.
He's going right into it. He's loving it. Welcome. How talk us through your day. How was your day?
Intense.
Intense.
Tricky day at the office.
You sexy Zagreus as well.
I'm trying to be less sexy. It's just
less sexy. Okay.
You can't help but be sexy.
What'd you have for breakfast?
the blood of my enemies.
Okay.
the blood
okay.
of
You're an
enemies.
aggressive guy. Love that. Love that for you.
Yes.
Okay. Are you heroic or are you a bit villainous?
I am a little bit villainous, but also heroic. Some might say I am a hero, but others might say otherwise.
Interesting.
A perfect non-answer. It's a politician.
Thank you for nothing.
Yeah. So
Are
you're,
you Peter Dutton?
Yeah, so you're a centrist.
Blood of my
is what you're
enemies.
saying.
Yeah.
Would your wife say that you're not a monster?
Okay. Blood of the enemies. You're a gruff guy.
Do you have kids?
Not to my knowledge.
All right, player.
No.
The look you've gone with today. Are you wearing a lot? Are you wearing anything? Are you wearing armor? Are you?
I am wearing armor.
You're an
that
armored guy. Okay.
Sometimes you can't see me because of my armor.
Okay. Let's never do that again.
See because of your armor.
Can't see because of your armor. All right, you're a stealthy, angry, vengeance, blood of your enemies. Oh man, are you the protagonist of your story and of your game?
Controversially,
Fuck, it's another one of these answers.
I was a protagonist of a
Okay.
game. Some didn't like that though.
I'm not Yoda.
Like that they did not.
Feast on the blood of my
900 years
So
old.
is your game in a series and you were the protagonist in one of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Stop that! The Iron Brew just kicked in. Okay. Are you a stealthy guy?
When I need to be, I am stealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Other
Okay.
times, I just get the shit done.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm trying to think
All
of a
true.
guy that's
All
been.
true.
I have a picture in my head, but I'm struggling to remember. Are you? You sound like you're experienced. You're not a spring chicken. You're an old fella.
Yes, very.
You're
old.
tired. You're weary. You're not weary. You're okay. All right. You got some pep,
Still
some
driven.
spunk,
Still
some
driven.
driven.
How do you usually get around?
Oh. Spaceships.
What the fuck?
Spaceships.
Yeah, spaceship.
Okay.
Oh man, I was totally going in a different direction.
You're like Crisis guy.
Well, no, I thought you were a Solid Snake kind of
I
dude.
fucking love a spaceship.
You love a spaceship.
Love a
fucking
spaceship. Love going on them, jumping off them. Just fucking spaceships.
Jumping and jumping on and off.
Shit.
Graph, blood of enemies, controversial.
Why do you think people didn't like you being the protagonist?
It's a con. You know what? They should have just been chilling out. I'm Scottish now.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
They liked the other guy a bit. They liked the other guy a lot.
Okay. Okay.
So when I came along, it was like, where's the other guy?
You're a franchise where they've shifted protagonists. Fuck.
And it's a space
But look, it was
franchise.
a split game situation.
What did you think of the other guy?
The other guy was still there.
Yeah, he was there sometimes, and then sometimes I was the guy. You know what I mean? If they just needed to chill out.
It's got more confusing now. He's Scottish again. Okay. Did you have a relationship with this other guy? Like professional? Professional?
We crossed paths, aye.
Cross paths. Would you call them a friend?
Eventually, it's like a buddy cop situation. We start out being guys that don't really like each other, then we have a mutual goal. It's like when Skeletor and He-Man worked together, that movie, that one time.
Did they?
I
We're
think
off
so.
topic.
This character definitely.
It's like Tom and
watches
Jerry
movie
when
with
they, you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
remember that one
yeah,
episode when they're
okay.
buddies.
So enemies that become friends, friends become enemies.
You kind of would you say that you and this other character were were bound by having a common enemy.
Correct. That's
Yeah,
exactly what I was trying to
that's
say.
it,
Yeah.
Ruby, help. I got nothing.
No.
No help. This
Help me out here.
Your
this
common enemy?
common
Common
enemy,
enemy,
this
yeah.
common enemy was like the true enemy of the other guy, but became kind of controversially your enemy.
Got it.
Okay. But you wear armor, blood of enemies, all that kind of stuff, but you're not particularly human, are you?
No. I would say not human at all.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Okay, alright.
Particularly human.
No, he went, what? But he can't say that.
Alright.
And now you have to get his full name, not his title.
Oh, fuck
No,
off.
I'm kidding.
Okay. Peter has played that main hero in this game.
Yeah, he was
Peter loves that game.
Oh.
So that's so that's
Okay,
alright.
I know the main guy.
The
Yeah,
main guy.
You know the main
But
guy.
You
I
are voiced by a wonderful voice actor.
I don't know his friend.
The main guy is green. Yeah.
And he makes friend with an enemy
Who's an alien?
who's
Yeah.
an alien.
And
who's
he's red?
No, he's purple. Are you purple?
In
me
this
your best-
picture, I'm not purple.
You're kind of silver.
Are you the
Yeah.
arbiter? They're the arbiter. Oh my god,
Look at the hair jacking.
Oh my
Are you just doing that manually?
Well
yes.
done.
Which is
You
pretty
are.
insane. I'm really trying not to move my head
Oh my
to make
God.
it easier
Who
for
the
him. I'm
fuck
sorry,
decided to
Josh.
put
I
a-
tried my best.
The hell of a is
face
so
in that.
fucking funny.
Oh, that's so good.
fucking
Master
funny.
Chief.
Am I good to commit to this thing now?
You
What's the
sure
deal?
are.
That's his name.
Your
let's
turn,
bail.
Peter.
Yeah. Oh yes, I forgot.
Yeah.
I wrote one spelling down.
And sorry, voiced by Keith.
Kiefer Sutherland.
No. Anyway, I thought it was in the list.
And I'm pretty sure I can lead you two through these ones because unless Will decided to choose his own,
Well, yeah, wasn't that the case?
I chose
yes.
them for.
No, but then Will. We must have talked about this. Knowing that, Will's picked these ones. Just don't look at it yet.
Okay.
For starters.
Oh, did you send it?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but then we realize that breaks the game again. So let's see who it is.
Okay.
Let's just
Yeah.
play it and see
Let's
if Ruby
play it.
gets it.
Yeah. Okay.
Amazing.
Lovely.
Man, I miss Halo 2. That was a good campaign.
We played
Yeah.
Halo 2 together. Do you know, can I tell a quick story?
You can.
I had to review Halo ODST
Oh yeah.
in Microsoft Offices, and it's a co-op game, and I had to do the co-op review with Bajo, who was
I'm so
reviewing
sorry.
it for Good Game. Honestly, sincerely, ruined the game for me.
yeah.
He's
Maybe-
ruined many a game.
Maybe one of the worst review experiences I've ever had in my life. He just kept team killing me the whole time. And I just remember thinking, that's really funny. Oh, fuck, good one. And then like the fifth or sixth time he did, I was just like, my brother, please.
There's quite a complex, nuanced story going on there with flashbacks. Did I play it with you, Pete? I played it for one night with you guys. Anyway, Pete's already in character.
I'm in character.
We played it. Pete played through.
I'm in character over here, guys.
Shut the fuck up. Pete's been playing a lot of Halo. We played a little bit of it.
He's good at Halo.
And he is, but we played that and the team killing was rampant
Oh,
again.
dude.
But we were all trying to pay attention. The story was moving along and like weird flashbacks and who
Yeah.
am I and now it.
And he's just lobbing good.
All right.
I have a traumatic childhood.
Ruby, do you know who this is?
Oh, so he's up.
Okay, hello.
What's up? I don't know that I'd say what's up, actually. I'd say, hey.
Hey. How's it
What have you done today? What's been going on in your world today?
You know, I've just like got on my ship and hung with my friends and seen some of the galaxy.
I know what that is.
Another spaceship.
Yeah.
You know who that is already?
I know who that is. I'm almost certain. It's a really good impression. I'll let you guys.
Really?
I feel like I know what that is.
Okay. Don't change the impression now.
No, I'm still feeling good,
You're really
man.
good at voices, man, if it is who I think it is.
Where would you say you usually go to on your ship?
I go where the mission takes me.
Okay, you go on missions. Are you a bit of a warrior? Are you a fighter? Are you a traveler? Are you a lover?
I'm a warrior and I'm a lover.
All right, maybe I'm wrong.
Tell us a little about your friends.
I don't have time for love right now, but if I did, I would love.
You're time poor. Okay.
Oh, I do a bit of loving.
You do a little bit.
A little bit of loving.
A little bit of
Just a
loving.
little bit.
A little bit of love.
With that voice, okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of your friends.
My friends are all aliens. Not all of them, but most of them are aliens. They're a bit weird. One of them's a robot. And I just think they're neat.
They're neat.
Some of them are powerful, some of them are not, but we all get along together. Because together we can save stuff.
Boy or girl? Or other?
Correct.
What?
Boy.
You're gendered boy, okay.
Do you shoot?
But I'm young and spunky.
Do you shoot
Don't say
things?
that.
I'm sorry?
Do you shoot things like poo poo?
Oh, yeah.
I heard
It's not the only thing I do to things.
I heard a protest from upstairs. Is he not young and spunky, Josh?
He's not that young.
He's not that young, but he is spunky.
He's young.
He's young. He's young.
He's younger than me. He's younger than Peter Burns.
He is younger than Peter Burns, but a lot of people are younger than Peter Burns.
Thank you, Joshua.
Do you have a job?
I have a vocation.
Jesus. It is like politics.
But it's
isn't
not
it?
paid.
Not paid, you're unpaid, so you do it for just the passion of
The necessity.
What do you do at your job?
I am the, let's say, the enforcer of the goals of the mission.
Nathan Drake.
As a playable character, the things that we discuss on the ship amongst friends, I action.
Commander Shepard.
Close.
Okay, you're part of a crew, big crew.
Yeah, not that big. Kind of like an intimate crew.
Intimate crew.
Ragtag.
How many? Ragtag. How many do you tag?
Probably 3 rag and 2 tag.
So 5 plus
Yeah,
you, 6.
plus me.
Plus you. 6 of you. Okay, right. Is it world-ending goals that you need to strive to?
High stakes.
No, it's more about battling oppression.
Oppression.
Across more than just one, like a series of worlds.
Luffy from One Piece.
He's just throwing out hard answers.
I like it.
Are you from a series that sort of strays into the abstract and silly from time to time?
I mean, yes.
I mean, you
but
give
not
me
like.
shit answers.
Sorry, that was like. It depends on the lens, I guess. Like, yeah, it's silly and it's
From an outsider's perspective.
fancy from a certain point of view.
What console was your last game on?
All of the console.
Yeah, oh. Okay.
I've cooked it.
How did that help you?
I've got
All the consoles. Wait, spaceship?
No, that's on
No.
the opposite to help me.
Yeah,
'cause
I
I thought I knew who it was.
same.
So you don't know this character?
I don't know
potentially?
Maybe I don't. Yeah.
All right. What are the questions?
You're a space guy though, right?
I'm a space guy. I'm a human.
You're human?
I'm a human space guy.
Then
I grew up on. I had a mentor when I was younger, who's no longer around, because of a terrible order, and then I ended up with my own spaceship, eventually, and that's where you come in to play me.
I love we've completely lost the sheer of being a character, and this
Yeah,
is where
Peter's
you
back.
plays me. Okay. Are you in a galaxy that you are fond of?
Oh, absolutely.
Is that galaxy far, far away?
From time to time, but then I get my spaceship and bring it a little bit closer.
All right. Are you a war? Are you? Do you have powers that you once didn't know that lied dormant? Are you Jedi?
I wouldn't be able to confirm that, but yes.
All right.
You said you have family trauma. Where does that come from?
The death of the mentor.
Just the mentor.
And your mentor was a bit of a weird looking dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also alien.
Also alien.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Not human. No, like bipedal.
it's not.
Have you guys got any? Have you got any walls?
Walls? But why? You'd like to?
I just like have an inclination to just like run along.
You're
them.
an athletic fellow.
Yeah, I like to run along walls.
Yeah, run, flip.
Yeah.
Gus has got it. Ruby, you don't know?
That's a neat trick.
Just dropping lines from the whole show. But you're a newer addition to this well-beloved sci-fi fantasy lore.
I would argue that I'm the
of wars
most
that
loved
happen in
character
stars.
in the whole universe now.
Running on walls.
You've had
With the-
two main adventures that we've
with the
kind of...
with the best name.
Oh, God.
I think I know what it is.
Okay. In terms of a color of hair, would you say it's a great color of hair you've got? Wink,
Yeah.
wink, nod, nod. Yeah. But you might
Sure.
get sunburnt easily.
I could get sunburn. Everyone keeps calling me Bluey.
Okay, but if you were out on a planet with 2 suns, you'd get burnt even quicker.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
No doubt.
Have you ever met? Can I ask a question?
Please.
Have you ever met like a kind of weird alien, scaly-looking guy that you've maybe thought about writing a rap for?
Have you ever gone to a bar and met some...
my old mate Turgle.
You're friends with Turgle?
I'm friends with Turgle.
No way.
Yeah.
You know Turgle?
Yeah, I know Turgle. I've
Yeah,
rapped about
cool.
Turgle from time to time.
You have rapped from time. Do you remember that rap?
I don't remember a
No
single
one-
word of that
no
rap.
one remembers
I don't remember
that.
a single word of that rap.
I'm going to throw it to the peanut gallery. Anyone got any ideas?
Just
Hey, wait, you boy or girl?
Boy.
Boy.
Oh.
Boy from a War in the Stars.
Oh, is it? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah?
I don't think I know his name.
I don't know his name, I know the game.
Are you Cal Kestis?
I'm Cal
Yeah,
Kestis.
The grossest name.
I was gonna say the gay kid from Shameless.
Oh!
The gay kid from Shameless.
Nice
I couldn't
outfit.
say gay kid
Also
or Shameless.
accurate.
Shameless, yeah, that's in the list. That's in the list. Fantastic. Ah!
Very good. Very good.
All right. Speed through. Here we go.
You're back up.
Follow the rules. Let's go. Second round.
Do not lick the toad. That's right.
You
Do not lick the toad.
We wrote a piece about Cal Kestis, and that name just stuck in your head.
I didn't. Yeah.
I almost said.
But I didn't put that in to play.
No. But I'm just saying, you remember that name well.
I remember Cal Kestis. Yeah. It's actually a good Star Wars name.
Cal Kestis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
quality.
That and Kyle Katarn are the 2 non-film
What about-
names that I like. I like Darth Revan from
Shadow
KOTOR as well.
Who's
Revan's cool.
Who was in Shadows of the Empire? He had a cool name.
Well, is that Kyle Katarn?
No,
Is that
Kyle
the-
Katarn's
He's in all the
the
Jedi Order ones.
Shadows of the Empire?
Shadows of the Empire was the
Oh,
N64
sorry, yeah.
one.
It doesn't stick with me.
Yeah, but
Look it
let's.
up.
be that good.
It's the coolest of all of them. Dax Rendar.
Yeah. Oh, Dax Rengar. See, that's a shit name.
Dax Rendar?
Yeah, it's a shit name.
Shut up.
I
I hope
I
I'm
mean-
Dax Rendar.
We're all wrong because obviously the best name from Star Wars is Babu Frick.
Babu Frick.
That's the only good thing in that movie.
Baby fuck.
Dash, and it's Dash, not Dax.
Dash Rendar.
Babu
Yeah.
Frick.
That's even better now.
And what, a glup shitter. It's
Who's the
going
guy?
to-
The club show just
Yeah. There it is. Yeah.
It's like
That's LaShawn. Yeah. But only because we all fell in love with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's in Andor? There's Bix Lighter or oh god.
oh, the new season's coming out soon.
Yeah. I'm not watching anything about it because why would I need to? I'm just
So
going
much
to watch
chin,
it.
Josh.
Oh yeah, man.
Chin?
That's not on me, mate. That's
no,
on
I know
you.
it's on me. Shut up.
Hi.
Aw. So,
hang
it's
on.
always something when Gus does
It's
the
always
voice.
something when Gus is here.
Hello.
That's kind of
exactly
spot
like it.
on. It's
That's
kind of
anime gasp at 99%
Yeah.
accuracy.
Doing a
Holy shit.
hageo.
No,
No.
not like this.
Okay.
Not like this.
Where are you from?
Where am I from? Gosh, I don't think I have a place that I came from,
Okay, Mickey.
but all my friends did, and I love hanging out with them. And maybe one day I'll get my own place.
Holy shit, it's Kingdom Hearts. It actually is Mickey Mouse.
No.
And I am an animal.
You are an animal.
I'm a little animal.
What kind of animal are you?
I
Can you say?
You can't
Can't
say.
say.
You can't say.
Okay.
and I won't say
Are you a big animal or a small animal?
little guy.
I know who
Little
it is.
guy.
Do you?
Yep. Tell me a bit about your friends.
Love them. So love my friends.
I'm just falling back to Pikmin voice. I apologize.
That's fine. Pikmin voice is good.
My friends, I have what a bunch. A whole farmyard of pals. I have.
Farmyard? Are you a farm animal?
Oh no.
No.
You would
No,
not
no,
want to
no,
be
no,
seen
no,
on a
no,
farm.
No.
Yeah.
But I'm a little cutie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you good with tech?
Not really.
Nothing indicates that I'm good with tech.
Not with these little digits.
Oh,
I
then
got
maybe
cute little.
maybe I'm
little,
off.
Oh, look at him.
Okay.
onto this thing.
What sort of things? What sort of things do you do?
Get around. Zoom zoom.
Are you fast?
Oh yeah. A little out of control.
Are your friends faster though?
Some of them slower.
Okay. Are you the same color as the couch that Gus was sitting on?
You asking am I yellow?
Yeah.
I'm not yellow.
Oh.
Why did you phrase that question so strangely?
I don't know.
I have
You don't have any bad words.
Yeah, I was like,
You don't have bad
why
words.
am I being cryptic right now? I figured I might as well finish the sentence.
Sure am bright, Ruby.
Right.
Right.
Whoa.
What color are you then?
Can you say?
Orange.
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 Zoom zoom. Brr.
Zoom zoom.
Trying to think of my catchphrases.
If you can imagine one of them, no one else will know what you're talking about.
Are you part of a very, very popular video game? Like a super...
Yeah, back in the day. Back in your day.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Because you're old. Sorry.
It's okay.
Do you wear a shirt?
I don't wear anything at all.
Okay.
No, that's a lie.
Oh.
Oh, well.
What do you wear?
Oh, I'm sick of myself.
I'm wearing a hat. And I can say it this time.
You can say I'm wearing a hat.
Oh, it moves.
Yeah.
You're wearing a hat.
Wow.
Sorry, Mark. Thanks for coming out tonight.
You were part of a video game, but there was a competitor video game that was similar it sold way better.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Our
You're much beloved though.
Our one was fun. The other one was really popular because it had better known characters. But I would argue I'm cuter, I'm furrier.
Same
Rare.
platform as well.
Grr.
Same platform as well.
Same platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same fucking time. But mine, all the things you can do in mine.
Is your game like a parody in that it was kind of like rude?
No, but I know him. He's in here. Where is he? Where's
Oh,
he? But
he's a friend of yours?
He's a friend. Hang on, he's a friend, but he's not that rude.
And he
Not
hasn't really
here.
he hasn't had his video game yet, has he?
He has not.
He hasn't
but
gone
I'm about to get mine.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
surely
gonna
you're about to
mine.
get yours. He's not about to get his.
Oh.
But who you're thinking about is about to get his.
And he's such a nice guy. I hope he stays nice and doesn't go all fucked up.
You're saying you don't want him to become woke.
Are you a DEI character? Is this?
Is that what this
Is
is?
this what this is?
Are
I
you,
can't understand what you're saying.
are you a little? Are you?
I got a
Are
cute
you
little
like
friend.
are you like a primate?
No, but I know him.
They're around.
They're
Oh, where's
around.
he? Where's he?
Oh. Are you small?
I'm small. I'm orange.
Would you say that your best friend is big compared to you?
I have a best friend.
I think you're the best friend.
Fuck.
I don't know if anyone knows who you are.
I think everyone knows him. Like a.
Can I just ask something really straightforward? Are
Sure.
you in a Nintendo game?
I'm a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
So you're not from a Rareware game.
I'm from a railway game. I'm from a Ware game.
I'm a wear game.
From a Rare game.
Yeah.
You're not Banjo. You're not Kazooie. You're not.
Zoom zoom.
You're not
Zoom,
any
zoom.
of the Donkey Kongs.
Zoom, zoom.
Zoom. Beep beep. Zoom
Competitor
zoom.
game, very popular at the time.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Correct. That's the game he's in.
I don't know his name, but I know
It's
it's
the orange
a little,
one, but it's not
He's a
Conker.
little tiger.
Grr,
He's a little tiger from
Oh, just show them,
Diddy
Josh.
Kong Racing.
Show them the tiger. It's Timber the
Timber
tiger.
the tiger. Fuck me. Oh,
That's so
I know
hard.
George's
That's
upstairs
so hard, man.
screaming.
That was a tough one. That's a tough one.
I haven't got a game.
It's
and I
his
never
favorite
will.
character from that
Timber
game.
the tiger. That's it.
Oh my god, his head fell off!
Oh, actually, do you guys want to see something really fucked up?
Yes.
Sure.
The Calcestis flesh snub
Oh yeah, I want to
wait.
see
was
that.
fucked.
Let's have a look.
Oh yeah, because it's the
Content to wear
hair.
back.
That's like a content aware film. That looks like his
Oh, I
hair.
don't like that.
Looks like pubes.
Yeah.
Ah, that's gross.
All right, Ruby, you're up.
All right, I'm up.
Wait, that was Timber the Tiger, right?
Timber the tiger.
Timber the Tiger was like one of the few characters in that game that didn't have a spin-off. Well, actually, that's not true.
But I think, I'm sure that Conker was in that as
Conker
well.
was
and
in
then
that.
got the Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Conker was in that, and Conker was adorable and cute and going to be another cute addition.
It was Conker.
Yeah, I thought it was Conker.
Because I think they made they started making Conker before it became rude. I swear to God, there was like, it was going to be a cutesy platformer, and then they were like, we have to pivot here, or some of the team went,
They read it up.
They went hard on that.
No glasses, Ruby.
Oh, shit.
We played that recently. We do a segment where we all race around, or like we set a time in an old video game, and we did Diddy Kong Racing. Did you play it? Did you?
I never played Diddy Kong.
Oh, really?
Racing. No, I mean,
man, missed out.
Yeah.
It was better than Mario Kart, I would say.
Mario Kart 64, I think, it's maybe one of the weaker Mario Karts.
Yeah.
It was just at the right time, the right place kind of thing. But that game was like fleshed out, had a story mode, you could switch between vehicles, all that stuff. I'm sorry, am I boring? No, it's
I'm so tired. I'm an old man, brother.
This is we are really just
we've powering right on through nap
powering
time.
right on through nap time over here. All right, Ruby with hair this time.
Yeah.
What does Ruby with hair look like?
I don't
There was
know
a
yet.
wholesome Conker game on the Game Boy Color, says Ben Totos.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, they did
I
a
remember
release.
that game though. There was like, it wasn't just racing, right? There was like things where you had to like race bosses.
No, you're right. Yeah, there were boss races.
Story mode thing.
There was WizPig was the huge boss. There was a narrative. You had to go around a hub world. You switch between the hovercraft, the plane, and the cart. It was great. It was good. It was fully realized. Fully realized.
Yeah.
It was an immersive, fully realized world. No, it was just in 3D. When all those other N64 games were like, play Duke Nukem. No, not Duke Nukem. Play like
Do you want to just pull
Carmageddon, and
Ruby's
everything was
mic
like
in,
shit graphics, totally paid back.
Mark?
Hmm?
I'll do it.
Oh,
Peter?
sorry.
Oh, yeah. All right. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome, Ruby.
Are
Do
you
you not know who you are?
Now I know who I am.
Okay. Have a look at your words. Got
Yes.
the pose. Got a voice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just the space. I mean, we all go.
Are you
that's-
Cal Kestis?
No.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. You do the work.
I live under the sea.
You live under the sea.
Yeah.
Are you an aquatic animal?
Yeah. And I love to learn.
You love to.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Are you into like maths? What do you love to learn? What's the things you like to learn about?
Like a myriad of things.
Okay.
Myriad.
That's a smart fish.
Big word.
But you're more into edutainment than fun. You're more about learning than having fun.
I'd say both can go hand in hand, especially when you're with friends.
Oh God, I hate you. Okay. See, I'm screwed here because I know who you are, but I don't know what you're called. Do you know what they're called?
Mermaids?
Mermaids?
Are you a mermaid?
Can you
I
sing?
wish.
Can you just give us a little like melody of the sea?
Oh, do you know any songs?
Yeah, just to test if you're a mermaid. Just like sing a little song.
Oh,
You're not a mermaid. You're clearly not a mermaid.
Not a mermaid.
You're an aquatic animal. You got fins. You got. Oh, okay. Hello. Ruby. Sorry. Character. Whoever you are. Are you the same color as my couch?
Yes.
Very good. Okay.
I'm so far off.
You're so far off.
so
You
far off.
you've knocked it out of the park with the early on. I don't think we'll leave everyone hanging too long because this is intolerable.
I like it.
No, as in I'm thinking the character in the game. You're not. Do you think you really teach kids anything, or are you just like mixing colors and
There's
finding
a reason
keys?
why it's called edutainment and not entertainment.
Okay. Do you have any? Do you have friends in other games made by the same people who are probably
yeah.
more entertaining than you?
I'm questionable, but I have a friend that's a car. I have a friend who is like a boy in pajamas.
Okay. Yeah. So we're talking early floppy disk install.
Yeah,
Into
but
the
we went to
CD-ROM
CD-ROM later.
Oh,
Into
bloody,
the CD-ROM.
No big
But you're
deal.
from a series, edutainment. You're an aquatic animal, and you've got a whiny little American accent.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
absolutely no way I'm gonna figure what.
And you could say that I share my name with a certain WWE writer.
What was his name again? Why can't I
Vince
remember that name that
McMahon?
we were talking about 10
Writer?
minutes ago?
The guy from She's All That.
Are you
what's
a
his name?
you're a stonefish? Rock.
Oh,
you're the Rock.
okay. Prince Jr.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. So it must be Freddie.
I didn't know the name. Yeah, you Freddy the Fish? Freddy.
I'm Freddy Fish.
Freddie Fish.
Oh God's sake!
Is that an Australian thing? I have no idea what that is.
It's
No.
very American.
So they come from they're one of the many like
Do the
point and
voice.
click adventure games from Humongous Entertainment, and they
You're-
made a series of edutainment
Which
games.
Mr. Gilbert was a part of.
No shit.
Ruby, great work, but I gotta say, you are not lucking out on the face holes tonight, are you?
Yeah,
You're
you got
Yeah.
some serious face holes.
You really didn't want to put me on anything particularly like hot.
No
I didn't know that he was going to stretch your head into pill.
No, I mean I like stretching.
All right. All right.
Very good. All right, Mark, you back
Mark,
up.
number
back
two.
up.
Here we go.
Let's boogie.
You've got it now.
I got it.
I just want to apologize.
Oh.
Oh, this is going to be rough. All right, let's roll.
I like the stretching.
If this lands how I hope it lands, it'll be funny to me.
My only edutainment was
It's gonna be good.
Good.
I had-
I'll try and stay still this time, Joe.
I had the interactive books that was like Arthur.
You can be a bit more free this one.
Sweet.
I just had those books that were like kids' books that you just click through and click on things to interact with them. So
But
it was
just
like
get your
Arthur
smooth out
from the-
under
Arthur
your
Yabba.
yeah,
Yeah,
and there was
the best.
left shoulder.
Arthur's
Put
Teacher
some
Trouble.
shadows.
That was a video game.
yes.
Fucking great game.
Just smooth
That's
out
where I learned about the tortoise and the
road,
hare.
that's all. It's because it's bunched up around your neck.
It was one of the frames because that was like
Oh, I couldn't
that
hear
game
you.
was like it
That
showed
better?
you like basically frames of
Yeah.
scenes and you would just click on shit and then
Yeah.
some of it would
That's
have
it,
action.
That's it,
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
had
they're
Grandma
beautiful.
and me. We went to the beach, just Grandma and me. My sister and I played it like crazy. We just click on things. She's 43 with 2 kids, and I'm about to hit 40, and we can still sit next to each other and be like, click on the sandworm, and like we'll both like
Yeah.
know every little noise that the thing made, and it's
I
like
love
it's
that.
so weird that we remember all of it so
See, I was a
perfectly.
big Freddy Fish and Putt Putt's Adventure and Rita Rabbit.
I never touched any
But
of those ones.
Richard Scarry's Busy Town was the first game I
That
played.
I can get
It looks like our guest is here.
Oh,
Please
hello.
pay particular attention to the keywords, just so because I feel like you were bound to say those things when talking about this character. You're not allowed to.
Okay. So,
Hi, how are you?
hello.
Hello, it's me.
Whoa! What?
It is me.
Hi there. Interesting.
Hello.
Where are you from? You can't
I
say.
cannot tell you where I'm from.
Okay, you're French.
But you should know.
Wait, are you the fucking book from before?
Europe? Europe, maybe I can say Europe?
You're European. You're European. Are you French? That's why you have that outrageous accent.
No.
Okay, but you are
no,
aware.
no, I'm not French.
No, you're not French.
So, do you have a job?
Huh. Do I have a job? I am
That was
so
a-
good at my job. It is unbelievable.
Oh my god, I know he is. I know he is.
I've got nothing. Really? You're so good at your job. It's unbelievable. Wait,
Oh.
Okay, don't move around too much.
yes. Calm down, you sassy European. Okay.
Great.
Are you? Oh, jeez. Are you a likable kind of guy? Are you a guy? Are you human? Are
I'm
you
a guy.
You're a human guy.
I think I'm likable, but some people say I am a little, how you say,
You're
arrogant.
so fucking French.
I'm not French though. I
You're
don't know
not
why I'm doing a
French.
French accent.
Okay. How confident are you?
I'm pretty confident.
Okay, so you're arrogant. You would say. Are you?
Would
do you
you
get up to, what kind of adventures do you get up to? Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Adventures.
Always calm down a bit.
Sport.
Sport.
I love sport.
You love sport.
Wow, what
Yeah.
a time.
Okay. Are you an athlete?
Yes.
Ruby,
I'm a super athlete.
You're a super athlete.
Some might say one of the best athletes.
Okay, Ruby, you don't know who it is.
I thought he was Dr. Hakim.
No, that's what I said. The
Nah,
fucking
he sounds like Dr. Hakim.
You sound like Dr. Hakim.
Love.
Don't trust the accent, but it is an amazing accent.
It was really good. Okay, are you a real life person?
Yes, I'm a real life person who also features in video games.
Okay.
Okay. And are those video games exclusively about the sport you play in real life? Hey. Well, gosh darn, that's going to really narrow the field. Are you a team player?
It is played on a field, yes.
You know what? Sometimes I think
You're the only
teams
one
are
out there?
overrated, and
Yeah.
actually, my own individual statistics are more important.
Right, okay. So you'd be part of you'd be managed in a football manager, but you'd also take to the field and be. Have you ever been so so famous that you've been on the front of the box of one of your
Absolutely.
games?
Yes, I am on the front cover of almost every video game I've been part of. But I'm not French.
I really must stress I'm not French.
It's a real curveball there.
Sorry, I keep moving.
But you play football, yeah?
Yeah.
Aye.
Okay.
Fuck.
Think of
I know like
FIFA covers.
Yeah, I know a couple. But are you from the UK?
With an accent like this?
You think I am from the UK?
You're not.
All right, we should just start reeling them off because we're
You're
gonna
not
we're gonna
Messi,
struggle
are
here.
you?
Are you?
Are you Lionel Messi?
No.
Are you? Are you
no.
Henri?
I'm not French.
Come on,
The other guy that's not Messi. You got it.
Are you Spanish? Like you speak Spanish?
I speak a lot. I speak English. I speak Spanish.
Speaks a lot of languages.
I speak.
You've got a
But that's not my- that's not-
surname. You've got a surname that is the same as another famous footballer's
Correct.
first
Yeah,
name.
that's right. Which is very confusing.
It is
You're not
confusing.
Rooney. You're not Ronaldo. You're not. Sorry. You are Ronaldo.
You're Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo. He replaced the card. Amazing.
Oh, that's so good. Sexy footballer. I love him better than me.
Better than
Messi.
Messi.
Oh, that's so good.
I'm sorry, I couldn't do the. I don't know what a Portuguese accent. I couldn't do the Ronaldo accent. It's too hard.
Let's see the head nub. Josh, go back to the head nub.
Show us Ronaldo's head nub.
Oh, nobody needs to see that.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well done. All right. Peter, one more for you.
Yeah.
And
One
then
more for Peter.
No. Take your time. This is what it's all about. Wow. Yeah. That was as French as I've ever heard.
Oh yeah.
How many? He's been on plenty of covers, I guess. Like,
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
thought they always put new athletes on, but I guess like there was a point where there was just like,
there was a point where it was him.
yeah, for like 4 or 5 years.
16 or something?
Oh, couldn't have been. Yeah.
Oh my god, remember when Untouched by the Veronicas was on FIFA 09?
I don't, but I do. I was introduced to a lot of bangers from just
hell
FIFA
yeah.
being like,
FIFA
oh, cool,
bangers
this
was
is going to be like, this is the one that they always play at the top. Yeah.
That's a.
A lot of whistle tracks out of
There's
the UK.
definitely some like
at the time.
kooks and like, maybe not kooks, who am I thinking of? Like Arctic Monkeys or something had one in there. Yeah. But there's
Yeah.
always one that slapped. Do you play any FIFAs or any anymore? I can't keep
play
up.
FIFAs that much, but I do spend a ridiculous amount of time watching football. I
Fair
play
enough.
fantasy football, which is really embarrassing. I take it really seriously. I'm in a Scottish league with all my Scottish friends.
Nice.
I'm second out of like 30 people,
Bloody hell.
and I watch all the YouTube. It's so
I watched a
depressing.
guy on the plane
Can-
next to me. Yes, Peter?
Can I ask what your opinion of Cristiano Ronaldo is? Because I was hoping that, because I know everyone loves Messi. Who
Yeah.
couldn't? I was hoping that you would have a little bit of a distaste for him.
I
Like,
do.
Yeah, good.
I think he's a pain in the ass.
Okay.
He does
And you
have
just said
one of the-
really still on this one, Pete.
He does have one of my favourite Instagram posts of all time, which starts with, even though it's been a really hard year for everyone, but I scored 50 goals this season. And it was during COVID.
Yeah, right. Oh my god, what the fuck?
That's
Which is just like,
crazy.
no, it was more like, what was it? It was like, it's been such a tough year for everyone, despite my 50 goals scored in all competitions. Or something like
I mean,
that.
good
Just
on
like,
him, but
absolutely fantastic.
Will's really outdone himself with this one, I think,
Excellent.
and me as well, if I might.
I did
say.
sit next to a bloke on a plane who was playing Football Manager on a laptop that was like half open because the guy in the front was reclined, but he was like genuinely in there being like still like managing and then just doing the thing where he just watches it. Like that's how Football Manager works. You then just sit there and watch your game play out.
Good games.
I'm here.
He's back.
Hello.
You see ya? Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Do you have one eye?
Yeah, I sure do. Well, I've got an orifice, a single receptacle.
A
Are
cloaca.
you Mike Wachowski?
He what?
Am I? I'm not
Mike
Mike
Wachowski, is that
Wachowski.
how
I'm
you-
not. I'm not. But
Mikey Wazowski. Okay.
it's nice of you all to join me here at the facility.
Interesting. We're joining you here. Is this where you
I
work?
don't think you need to hold the eye up and feed
That's
us.
gonna be
very
Yeah.
Move the hand. see if-
Just let go.
that-
There
yeah,
we go.
Yeah, nothing
That's fine.
changes. So okay, is this where you work?
Yeah. Do you like it?
Tell us. Sure.
It's like it's.
you tell me about
You
it.
know, it's a work in progress. It's falling apart a little bit. We've had some accidents here lately, but everything seems to be mostly in order.
Interesting. Interesting.
What accidents do you mean?
Well, look, we don't talk about it so much, but there's been some escapes. There's been some things that I can't, things that I couldn't possibly talk about.
Okay. It is hard for this couch. They're like waiting for something in the performance.
Yeah.
There's nothing we're gonna get from this performance, I don't think, because
I would give it away if I start. I think I would give it away if I started doing an accent.
I think so as well. You are, by the sounds of it, you're pretty. You're a bit neurotic.
I'm neurotic, but I'm kind of jovial. I'm friendly.
Whoa! I'll ask questions.
Are you human?
I wasn't asking a question. I was just trying to respond to your. I was trying to predict the question that you were going to ask and give you an appropriate, efficient answer.
I fucking hate you too.
Are you human?
No, not at all. But I love humans. I love humans. I love to be around humans. I love them.
There you
I
go.
love them.
A human lover.
I couldn't do what I do without humans.
What do you do?
I just make sure the facility is running and performing as it should be.
Okay.
Mark, this one's all on you, mate.
Is it? I think I know what it is. Do you guys think you know what it is?
Yeah, give him another question. See if you can get it out of old weird
Would you
face.
describe your workplace as dilapidated? Is that how you pronounce it?
I would say that it's dilapidated. I
It's
would
in poor
say
repair.
it is in a state of disrepair.
That's what I was trying to say. Thank
Yeah.
you.
On three.
There's like goos everywhere.
Do you know? We know.
I
know.
Lots of goos.
You know. You must know.
I
There's a speedy goo.
yeah.
All right.
There's a jumpy goo.
On three. 1, 2, 3. Wheatley. What did you
Wheatley.
guys say?
I said companion cube.
Oh fuck!
Oh
okay.
my god.
Oh no!
That's so
I understand why. Yeah, if you did an
You guys
accent.
just like there's like on my eyelid, and I can't look at it, but there's like a freckle on my eyelid.
This isn't. We're not doing a cancer check.
That's
here.
weird.
Although, do you know what would be weird? Put your mouth through it.
Oh, no.
There you go. There it is.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, there's so many.
And that was Celebrity Heads. Jobs. Break.
Magic.
Peter, come back over the break.
Oh, no, wait,
now,
you
now,
say
now,
it's
Peter,
break.
quick, what? Okay, and break. No, shit.
We built this city. We built this city too close to the beach, coastal city. We built this city on erosion. I warned you when we zoned this. It was not the right place. You said you wanted coastal views, now they're splashing your face.
Neck deep in the water
Is where we sleep at night.
kitchens and
Aquarium. Oh God, this isn't right.
I told you when we built it,
This was just far too close. Don't you remember right? We wrecked this planet. Now we're gonna get eaten by the ocean. Oh God, I'm drowning.
I never told you this, but I can't swim. Why did I move here? The water
Like
is
right
filling
now?
up both my
Okay, yeah, hang on.
coastal
Let me
city.
just turn it down.
You claimed
Okay, and now you're on, yeah.
Hi everyone. We would just like to make a
an announcement that we are sorry for the timing of this ad. This got
Didn't
put
think
in.
about this.
This got put in a while ago. We weren't aware of the current situation that's happening up north, and we
Stay
genuinely
safe.
stay safe, everyone. We
Yeah, please stay safe.
hope you're all okay, and enjoy the rest of the ad.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Start from a filled dot connecting. Oh, I can play a little game? Let's go. Stupid. Yeah, I am fucking stupid. Oh.
Oh no.
We're sorry about that. We did not notice the timing of the ad break. But yeah,
To be fair, that's on Will.
that's on Will for putting it in
He's
this
not
week's
here,
ad.
and we can shift the blame.
I don't get it.
So Ruby, the ad was for we saw Coastal's ad about we
Which is
built
about
this,
a city flooding and beaches eroding and
and it's
watching
us
it.
singing. It's us singing about. Yeah. And halfway through watching it, the chat just went, timing, guys. And we're like, oh my God. We really gassed that one.
What's wrong with you guys?
On purpose.
Tom G said,
Sorry,
"My
it's
root
what is
will."
wrong with Will.
Yes. Sorry.
To be
Will.
very clear
Will
here.
Thank
specifically.
you. Specifically Will for not reading the room.
You know what? I bet you $1 million he just didn't think of that.
Of course he did.
Yeah, of course.
He
Yeah.
didn't put it in there on
If he'd have,
purpose,
if he'd have
Ruby.
thought about it, he wouldn't have put it
Oh,
in
then
there.
I changed my mind. He put it there on purpose.
He put it there on
because
purpose.
he did, and it's Will's fault.
Please address all complaints and letters to Will.
At Willbo_ on Twitter.
Yeah. Don't do that. He didn't know either. Anyway, that was an ad break. Ruby, stop putting lollies in your mouth, everyone. No, I don't want them. I don't have to talk. You do.
Yeah, I'll take them. I'll take them. Yeah. Thank you. I'll just, yeah.
Love these things,
Yeah,
man.
nice.
Oh my god.
So good.
So, welcome back. We're very sorry for that. Time and place, you know. We sorry.
We shouldn't have all eaten
It's really fucked up. We just saw Dolphin Pants sent me looking like a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really fun stream. And now we've got business pocketeer Buri Buri.
Do you want me to? Here, I'll take.
No.
Now you got 3 more lollies in your hands.
Buri Buri.
Put them in your mouth and finish
them
the
in your
read.
mouth.
Go.
There's just one.
Now here we go.
Buri Buri is an Australian IP lawyer with a passion for working with indie developers. Our work involves assisting game developers and creators with protecting their IP, securing screen energy funding, and negotiating with publishers.
We should paste
This sounds
If
fucking
you're working game
disgusting.
dev finds the legal side of the industry be a bit of a blur, and you want to make sure you're getting the most out of your deals with big dogs, Buri Buri will fight for you. You can email at bfrancis@tglaw.com.au.
And we want to stress, just with some clarity, the Buri Buri, bfrancis@tglaw.com.au. This is real.
Correct.
Buri Buri exists. Buri Buri will protect your intellectual property if you've got it. If you're developing a video game, this is the email address you want to message.
Yeah.
She will work harder than collectively all of us have tonight on this show and the reading of this segment.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Well, okay, it's just to prove that she works really hard, Josh.
I didn't say she didn't work really
Let's
hard,
not fight
guys.
under the
You're
car.
saying that.
If you want to get a good deal with publishers, or you need to make sure that you're not infringing on anybody's IP, hit Buri Buri up. She's absolutely fantastic.
Wait for the music to run out.
Oh, how long does the music go for?
I actually don't know.
Just for another 5 minutes. We're not gonna. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Burry Burry.
Thank you, Buri Buri.
Now it's time
Thank
for the
you,
game of life.
I just sometimes catch a glance of Serrels' confusion, even though like it's late, we're all tired, and we did this in a run through, and I'm not put any of that on him. But it's just like this sort of like something changes, and he's like,
What?
"Whoa, something changed."
We're doing fucking what now?
What happened? This wasn't in the run through. What's going on?
Game of Life is a game that we haven't done in a while. It's not really a game, but it's a segment.
Hmm.
And it's sponsored by DumpDaze. And with DumpDaze, a sponsored segment, we grab one of his many comics and perform it panel by panel. Of course, you have to do it.
Sick, man.
Yep.
It's just one. Just
Do
one.
your
one
best
panelist?
Portuguese
Did I do this?
accent.
Just one voice.
All right. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Does whatever a spider can. Sick. I'll do the next one too.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, go for it.
Spins a web at your head. Breaks your neck. Now you are dead. Look out. It's a man-slaughtering Spider-Man.
Well done.
beautifully
I don't think
done.
DumpDaze knew that comic could be elevated to that level.
To theatre.
We're getting you back to
Thanks,
some more of those.
Lovely.
Well done.
Beautiful stuff. So, in the Game of Life,
Good expressions on the Spider-Man face there when he realized he'd killed someone.
Yes,
as well. I
very
like
much
that
like
a lot.
Serrels noticing a segment starting.
Oh!
fantastic.
Good stuff.
We give people advice because we're super qualified to do so.
Totally.
We've got our lives together. We get everything right. We're perfect individuals.
If we can pass just a small amount of that onto you guys.
Our perfection.
Yeah, of our perfection. If a little bit rubs off, first of all, you're very welcome. And yeah, that just makes us feel even
Yeah, you
better.
should be thanking us for rubbing off. You know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, if we rub off on you,
You should say thank you.
Ruby, who goes first?
Plain and simple. Pete.
Pete, rub off first.
Rub one off.
What do you got?
Sorry.
What do you got?
It was a matter of time.
We're all waiting for it. What do you got?
I'm 35 years old as of January.
Ew.
And that's come with its thank you. That has come with some I guess expected but sad realizations that I can no longer exercise without stretching beforehand.
Welcome.
I'm there. So I'm going to show you a stretch that I do in the mornings before I go for a run.
Okay.
All right.
Josh, some music,
Okay.
please.
Okay. My two problem areas are my middle back
Yep.
and my left calf.
Okay.
Can we do both at the same time?
It doesn't do both at the same
Ah,
time.
that's
It's
funny.
it's two different stretches.
Right.
Oh, those
Oh,
knees.
brother, that was a crack.
No, I think we might want to leave it there, actually.
I should be wearing my
Do you want to? Is that the angle you want to go for, Pete? Okay. Sure. Sorry, pardon me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's
yeah,
the
I love that.
informal.
Oh, the fucking that stretch. That's a
Yeah,
great
it's a
stretch.
good one.
That is
the
good.
the old erectus benet stretch.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then do we?
That's 30 seconds. Either side. You can release that. You can release that on the ground. Come back to center before you go and do the other side. You want to do the leg cross. You want to just like shift your hips across just a touch to accentuate the stretch.
Honestly, I'm into that, man.
Oh.
That's one of those stretches that hurts in a good way, right?
Oh, feels so fucking good.
Brother, I'm gonna do
Okay,
that.
and turn as well. So that's that one. And then I just do a classic. This was like a sports calf stretch. So I just use the weight of
I don't know
my
that
other
one.
leg on the back of the heel to push it down, and then you want to just like raise your hips so you get a nice stretch all the way through from the hamstring through the calf. You're gonna hold that for about
Oh, Jesus
That
Christ.
zoom was crazy
Hold that for
work.
about 30 seconds. about 30 seconds. And then you do both sides of that. So I'm just going to do a little bit on the other side as well because you don't want to be uneven.
You're getting some core work out of it.
Oh, not really.
So what kind of running do you do? You're in the mountains. There's loads of trails. Do you do trail runs?
I don't because I want to spend as little time as possible exercising, except when I'm like going hiking.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going hiking, I'm like I take a pack and I've got water and food and stuff. But like if I'm going for running, like I went for a run this morning and it was pissing down rain and I was like, this is a nice mountains run. But I get up, I put my runners on, and then I do those stretches in the living room while the animals are like, feed me, and I'm like, no. And then I just do some straight running.
Sweet.
So I just try and like go fast because I used to be a sprinter.
Intervals?
No.
Okay, you don't do.
No, I just go hard. I just try to sprint it basically.
For how long?
It's like 2.5 Ks, and I do it in like 9 minutes.
Oh wow, that's good.
Do people
So I'm
just
like,
do people?
I'm moving. It's not too hilly the track, like the path that I do.
Do
But like I
people-
get back and I'm sweating like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I hop in the shower and then I'm sweating for another 15 minutes after I get out of the shower, kind of thing.
You live in a lovely, lovely, quiet, leafy mountain area of a town. Do people think you're like running from a crime or something? I've been in your street. It is beautifully like just. You can hear individual raindrops on the street until a fucking maniac is like, it's like, does it not look, not look strange, but like, no, okay.
No, I mean I see the same people at the same times in the mornings.
Okay,
like
fair
people
enough.
going out to work and then
there's old
lots of
Peter
nods.
Burns,
There's lots of nods.
fanging it down the road.
Fanging it, I love
Yeah.
the word
Fang.
Fanging it.
All right.
Yeah.
Best Australian.
Stretch before fanging it.
Stretch before a fang.
Good.
Once you hit, like, it was really like, because I started running again and I was like, why are my knees twisting out and then my ankle went and then like, it's like, what is going on? And it's like, it's really just my left calf. As soon as I stretch it out, and I have to do it every day. Even before I drive, I have to stretch.
Oh yeah, that is.
When people say age is just a number, I really like. They fucking don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Literally the day I turned 40, I took the day off work and I went for a run, a trail run. It was a beautiful run, and I had the best day ever. And I was like, oh fuck, man, this is how I'm going to start. That's how I mean to go on.
No,
I'm
that's
40,
the last one. That was the
And
last day
literally
you
the next
got.
day, I was like, I was completely fucked.
Yeah.
Completely couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
sad.
Stretch.
Stretch is good, man.
That's a good tip. How about you,
Oh, you're looking at
Serrels?
me. It's my turn.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm also old, even older than Pete. I'm into napping. I really fucking love a nap.
Okay.
And I started napping because I did this experiment when I was at Kotaku where
Yes, famously.
I instead
Proper
of
famously.
sleeping,
Actual famously.
instead of
famously.
sleeping for 8 hours a night, I just napped for 20 minutes every 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's called polyphasic sleeping. It's designed to make you be super hyper productive. I thought, fuck yeah, it's going to be sick. I'm going to be awake for 20 hours of a 24-hour day.
Yeah.
I'm going to get so much done. I'm going to write about this process. But it ended up getting so intense that after 6 days of doing this, I just started to hallucinate.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And Game
It
of
made
Thro-
for a fucking great article.
It was
though.
fascinating to follow along.
Yeah.
And so like, so you're getting 4 hours of sleep in total.
Yeah, well, I think it was like, whatever, 4 times 20. No,
Yeah.
that was 6 times 20.
Yeah.
So
That's
2 hours 40, I think it was. So under 3 hours of sleep a night.
yeah.
But that gave you the learnings you needed to apply now to your napping schedule.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I think I remember hallucinating and thinking I was inside Game of Thrones because that show was really popular. It's like the first season of Game of Thrones at the time. Anyway, it fucked me up so bad that I slept for 15 hours.
Oh shit.
After 6 days.
Has
Like,
that
Point is, don't try that at home.
It's
That's
the
a
worst
tip.
idea.
Has
It
that
was
been
completely
disproven,
fucked
or
up.
is that still one of those weird things that floats around that people still think there's some merit to?
Yeah. Apparently, some people do it for months. Apparently, you can get to a point where like you transition, and the naps take you straight into REM sleep, and it didn't work for me.
Is that people going, I'm wasting time NREM sleeping. I need to get straight to the good shit and back
That's
out
right,
again. Well,
exactly.
before cutting you off, like my question about napping is I can't do it because I do fall into deep sleep. How do you control that?
Well, that's the thing. Like now, I realize it's the key for a good nap is 20 to 30 minutes. I learned this through this whole process. Any longer than 30 minutes, you hit that point where you're kind of like you wake up and you're like, oh.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
A little bit of
Yeah,
drool.
the drool, and you got the
Ugh.
mark on the face, that red mark. That
Yeah.
shows you've really fucked up. But if you do it for between 20 and 30 minutes, it's like boom, you're instantly alert.
How are
You
you
feel
timing
good.
that? Because
Yeah.
you got to set a timer for 20 minutes.
I
as you-
do.
But then you're forcing yourself to sleep, which is for me the big deal breaker.
I find it really easy. I just
Okay.
because I'm
I'm
old.
like you.
I remember my dad was a firefighter, so he used to do night shifts, and I remember he used to just be able to sleep like.
be like, I need to go out. I'm gonna lie down. I'm
and I
out.
can do that now. It's
Interesting.
Genetic.
You just did, and this is another sidebar, but you just did a perfect Nintendo Switch double click. it was like pitch perfect, and the timing was like perfect.
Oh, and one more thing.
Yeah.
One thing I've heard, I haven't fully tried this myself, but I don't know if you've heard similarly. Apparently, drinking a coffee, like a black coffee or something before, if you are tired, having the coffee and then having a nap is apparently the best way you
No
can
shit.
do it
I did not know
because it takes maybe 15 or 10 to 15 minutes for the caffeine to get into your body. So you'll fall asleep, but it'll wake you up of just at that like sort of 15 to 20 minutes, and you'll have the nap and the coffee and the caffeine
That makes
boost.
sense,
And
'cause
apparently
that's 30
people
minutes,
rate
it's
that.
30 minutes for caffeine.
There you
to-
go.
to
Yeah,
have
so
an
people
impact.
say that's a good way to time it and also give yourself a double boost. So
Banging. All right.
Double boost.
double boost. Double down on this napping. I'm
We're just looking
intrigued.
for double boosts at our age.
I guess it's also more on napping. Like finding time that you're like, if I give up 20 minutes now, I'll actually get more done later. Because that's my big one. It's like, no, I don't have time to nap. I'm busy. And it's like, no, this could pay off dividends later on. So
This guy gets it, man.
all right.
That's good shit.
I am also quite old.
Josh, do you have a game of life?
Tip?
I actually do.
Ooh. Pray tell.
Peter said something earlier and mentioned that I went to a music festival last weekend. So my pro tip, and it's something that I experienced, and I took Oliver to this festival, and we actually met up with Paris there as well. People are just fucking so inconsiderate.
Why are people so
everyone's
unkind?
there, it's hot, it's fucking, everyone's sweaty, but like there were so many guys, and it was all guys, right?
All of them.
Yeah, I don't think there was many disrespectful women, but it just invading. Obviously, you're in a mosh, so it's like personal space is hard to come by anyway. But like, it just the amount of just no self awareness.
Yeah, I guess that's probably
where you are, what you smell like. You know?
There's a version of it where everyone's in a mosh, everyone's in a crowded area. It's like we're aware of this, so we're gonna be bumping into each other. That's fine. You can definitely tell the people who are just totally unaware of it, and it's a more obnoxious level of that. And sometimes all it takes is like a glance to be like, I can tell that you're there. That's all it needs to be. Again, I'm hijacking your point there, Josh, but I imagine, it's that version of it where people like, you can just tell they are totally zoned out or high as fuck. Who knows?
Or self-absorbed.
Self-absorbed.
The last
or none of those things, and they're just not fucking thinking.
Yeah.
Which festival did you go to? Was it the one with Charlie XCX?
No. Oh, well, we were there for
that.
that as well. But this one was Yours and Ours in Wollongong.
The Gong.
Yeah.
The Gong.
The last two music festivals / shows I've worked at, I've been molested.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah. Filming, camera on my shoulder, someone just like squeezes my ass.
What Wow. the
People
fuck?
just do it in fucking crowds.
Do you know what, though? From that close up, I don't blame them.
Also,
Are you saying that I shouldn't be wearing
You deserve
pants, Mark?
But it's so weird that people just do that. Like,
I know. It's like I mean, I think there's not, but there is a difference in a guy's head of like between doing it to a guy and doing it to a girl.
Yeah.
Like I think they're doing it to be because they think I'll think it's funny.
Yeah. That's so true.
But it's like it's just heaps fucking annoying when I'm trying to work.
Yeah.
I'm not like I don't feel violated. I just am like, fuck off.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more like Pete's working. This man's working. He's got a camera. He's working.
I just think that the mindset of like both the mindset of feeling like you can just do something to a stranger because it's like,
People
oh,
are very high at these things,
they'll
though.
think this is funny.
Yeah.
Or not. And in that same breath, people having no self-awareness for other people around them. both infuriate me equally.
It's weird because I get hyper aware of people when I go to a crowded venue or a crowded festival, and I still love going to music festivals, but like I can't imagine switching that off and being that version of it, like you said. That's like people have this sort of mob mentality of like grabbing asses or bumping into people, and it's just like, look, everyone's here. It's a big fucking mess, so who really cares? I go the other way. I get quite like, I don't want to say anxious, but I enjoy it. And then I'm always kind of like, oh, that person can't see over the crowd. No, like, we should make sure we head over here. Oh, they're getting rambunctious. Like, I'm overthinking it. But I'm like, yeah, it's weird that some people just obviously switch that off and go the other way.
I will say the other thing that pissed me off in my like producer director brain is that there were these Rebel cups, like disposable cups,
right?
And people were stacking them super high in the mosh.
Yep.
And every time there's a camera out in the crowd facing the stage, that every time they cut to their camera, they would try and find the lens and cover the entire lens.
The snake comes out.
It was so fucking annoying.
That's kind of funny.
That's kind of funny.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's funny. It's funny the first time.
They kept
and
doing
then
it.
the 15th time, I'm just like, I felt for the director, whoever was running that show.
Yeah.
And also the people that are trying to, like, they're at the back of the mosh, and it's like the only way they can see the face.
I was going to say, the only fun thing to do, they're like, I can't see the music act, so we're just going to
I'm sure the artist wouldn't have liked it either,
yeah.
Be respectful.
Be respectful, but
Be
the cut thing's kind of
respectful
funny.
at music festivals.
There you go.
Also everywhere else.
This is so serious, this segment.
Yeah, this got serious.
I was about to do a serious one.
Sure.
No, do a serious one, because every
do a
time we've
serious
done
one.
this segment, you've done some bullshit about using your imagination.
You are terrible at this game.
Think sometimes.
Yeah, that was one of yours.
I think that's a good one.
Sure. Okay, what do you got?
Use your
Wow us.
imagination.
But the
That
one
was a good
before that was you were like, stop thinking.
Yep.
Don't listen to your brain.
Oh,
Best of
the
both
trilogy.
worlds.
This is the trilogy's about to
Where are
wrap
we going to go here? Roby, rub off on us.
Think about everything and nothing all at once. No. My advice is put everything into perspective. Because I know a lot of people, and I used to have very minor inconveniences happen to me, and I would have a very, very strong emotional response to it. And sometimes I see it happen between friends. Sometimes I see it happen between co-workers. Like, I think I see and have experienced feeling like really, really overwhelmed by maybe something that someone said to me or not even done to me, but like accidentally done to me. And I've been taking a step back mentally and going, in the grand scheme of things, this doesn't actually matter. And there are bigger things that I should care about. And also, I care about this person more than I care about the thing that has just happened. And so
She's growing up.
I'm a very emotional person, and I'm very sensitive. And my family always tells me I'm very, very sensitive, and it sucks. I hate being as sensitive as I am.
You're getting worked up just talking about it.
Well,
right
yeah,
now.
exactly. Like the smallest shit can make me cry, and I hate that. But I don't want to completely change that about myself, because I think that my sensitivity is quite, it's beautiful and it makes me human, and it also makes me care.
Yeah.
But also, anytime someone says something or does something and it's so minor and so nothing, it's like, why should I give a shit about this or be upset for a prolonged period of time when at the end of the day, I care about them more than I care about what they say?
Totally.
So that's my advice. Put everything into perspective. If your love's bigger than you're giving a shit about that, then think about that.
I hate.
And then
No.
and another thing. No,
Please.
but in that same kind of vein, it's something that I kind of think about and put into perspective when I see stupid shit online. I see some cunt say something so stupid, or like some mean shit, any sort of like stupid comment or just like the most wrongest thing you ever did read online. I look at it and I'm like, you know what? In the grand scheme of things, we will one day all be dust.
There
And
it is.
that does not fucking matter.
Fucking hell.
So,
Put
I'll
that
tell
on
ya,
the, put that on the
yeah.
tips.
You're on
We'll all be
the
dust.
path. You're on the path.
There it is.
so that's my
Add
shit.
some stretching to that, and you'll be fucking zen in no
Oh,
time.
and then
a healthy
also-
dose of, a healthy dose of nihilism.
Yeah.
Tell you what, it goes a long way to happiness, I reckon.
I was gonna say I hate that it was on a. Oh no!
Yeah, stretched.
I hate that it was on a social, but
You
it's
got
like,
stretched.
was it Tom Hanks doing one where he's like talking about the "this too shall pass" thing? You seen that one?
No.
Ruby, you seen that one?
Yeah.
Tom Hanks, "this too shall pass" kind of advice. He got it from someone. He's like, it applies to everything. Something going really well in your life. This too shall pass, or this will pass. And it's like, so don't focus on the things that are too good, and also the stuff that's keeping you up and that's feeling shit. It'll pass. And it's like, oh god, I hate that I've.
Life goes on.
Yes, it's
Life
that,
goes
but it
on.
was like it took an actor and a TikTok to tell me that. And I was like, oh, that
no,
really
dude,
hit home.
I saw a fucking phrase on TikTok the other day that made me cry, and I hate that it did because it was just some comment, but it was literally
Live,
like,
laugh, love.
you are the product of generations of
Oh,
people
sorry,
that
it's a
saw
mean
beauty and love
comment.
in each other, and I was like, fuck me, I hate how nice that is.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, I missed that back up.
Sorry, I didn't hear
You
it.
are the product of generations of people who saw love and beauty in each other, and I was like, oh.
That's
Or
mad.
it was just
Or we're
really
very
randy,
horny.
baby. Yeah,
You
like
were-
a comedian.
yeah. You were the product of many generations who went to the Yours and Ours music festival.
Josh is clearly over this segment.
No, I just have found new toys to play.
I left yours till last.
Well, no, thank you
because
for
it's
doing
very
that because this
exciting.
segment is often
It's
about
the most
imparting
serious one.
It's about imparting wisdom.
Yeah.
You've touched on, well, you mentioned something to do with your mind. You've talked about your body. You've talked about something that affects both, affects sleep and
I
your
like
sanity
the
and all that kind of
segue.
stuff. And equally, get a robot vacuum. That's my tip.
Oh, I didn't have the graphic. This is the one that we had prepped for, and I didn't write the thing in. Hang
That's
on.
fine. If you can, I finally think that I've been shitting on robot vacuums for ages, thinking that they are unnecessary and that they were stupid and that they wouldn't work. I reckon we're at the point now. What? Yeah, but
Shitting on
all
robot
right.
vacuum
But
is
now
now
I think
love.
we're at the tipping point where they're good. They're really
Yeah.
good. They can overcome stuff like steps and your socks. And they are smart now, and they're fucking great, and they do such a good job, and they have stations, and they go back to those stations, and the actual, let's bring it home, it's real, the anxiety that this has lowered in me going home and seeing my floor mopped and clean and vacuumed, it's like, I come home to that, and
But it mopped the carpet.
and the cat's stuck in it. It's just, they're at a point now. They're a luxury item. I'm aware of this. We are in a cost of living crisis. They are not something everyone should rush out and buy. I still clean my house the normal way. However, this thing just takes the edge off. And oh man, when it runs well and I get a little ping on my phone at 11 a.m. being like, the cleaning cycle is complete. Heading back to station. I was like, good work.
Wait, what do you call yours?
nap.
What do you call yours?
Mine is called Dexter because he cleans up the mess.
okay.
And it's got a little camera on it, and I send it off. And if I want to check in on it, Josh, and we record
Yeah,
it,
Make
this
sure
is
he's doing
way-
his fucking job.
pretty
Dexter.
much.
This is way more fancy than my one. My one's
So-
called Roger.
This is the thing. Like, they were at a point where robot vacuums... that's my house.
That's the floor plan.
Well, that's where Gus is right now.
Scrub a little. They used to be, robot vacuums would get around, they would charge
Is that a
up...
sock?
Yeah, it gets around the sock. They would get around, they would charge up, and they would just vacuum up that small capsule that they had the capacity
Guys,
for
we're in
in the
Gus's
robot.
bedroom.
Thank you.
It's a nice place.
Thank you. That they would only... Oh, watch that chair
Oh,
leg.
it's fucked up.
And so you would have to go and open the vacuum and tip it out, and they
Yeah.
could only hold like a handful
Yeah,
of
yeah.
dust. And then if they tried mopping, you had to put the little chucks at the bottom, and you had to like almost dampen the chucks and stick it on the bottom, and then it would go and kind of try and rub your floor. Now we're at a point where it empties the vacuum into the bag at the station. You've got the things of what? Have you got one?
No, but I know all
Oh,
about them.
mate,
though.
seriously, Josh, scrub forward. Let's get out of the guest room.
The
And-
guest room? How big is this fucking house?
Petey,
Oh
it's
my
like-
god.
Oh, that's my ramp. So it couldn't get into the kitchen. I went to Bunnings and bought 12 doorstops, and I
my
stuck them
God.
together.
12
and now,
doorstops.
well, that's how it
You
goes up.
built a ramp for your robot vacuum.
You must really love them.
Well, I did, but I think he will notice that it might tell me that it goes, I don't want to go up. It does go up the ramp on the cleaning process, but I built a ramp because I have one step that well, this is during a touring video that I made. But now it happily goes up and down the steps just to get into the kitchen. emptying the water canister. You have 2 water canisters, an empty one and you fill a clean one. It'll eventually empty the clean one and fill the dirty tank. Emptying that dirty tank into the bath. Holy shit. The black water that comes out of it is just so...
That's how you know it cleans.
Yes,
That's how you know it's doing its job. That
That's what I was walking on, Mark.
Sorry, yeah, exactly.
I was just walking around on that shit, and now it's all gone. And it's just like...
ink dispenser they just drop into their water.
Here we go, down we go. Down it goes. Down the ramp, and off we go. Wait, what? No. Anyway, they're really good, and I was recommended for some friends who got one. They had a little an extra bit of money with their work that was for like it was money from work that you had to get to buy something that would help your life.
Yeah.
And they went and bought a robot vac, and I was like, yeah, I'll get one, and it does a really, really good job.
So I work at Choice now.
Yep.
Choice is the consumer. We test all these things really intensely.
Mm-hmm.
And they're good, man.
People love testing the robot vacuums as well. Like they pair them up against each other. They do little carpet sample areas.
You couldn't make your bed, Gus?
But what I was going to say is that sometimes this is the thing I've learned at working at Choice. You think the expensive ones are the good ones, but actually sometimes that's not true.
Yep.
So if you check the reviews and
This
you
is
do
actually
your
why we've invited you
research-
onto the show tonight.
Exactly. I could tell you which ones to buy.
We
They're like
wanna know.
$500 versus
Josh, Mark is
$3,000.
talking. Stop watching my
et
vacuum.
cetera.
I just want to explore your room some more.
Well, yeah, weirdly, there's a bunch of there's a lot of AI reviews of tech like these things when you go on YouTube. It's like there's a bunch of sort of like AI made videos where it's just stock images and an AI voice giving you kind of useless tips and stuff. So it was hard to find ones that were genuine and actually liked it. But you're right, the Dyson have released one and it's terrible, apparently. It's getting really bad reviews. But I'd say they're getting to a point now where they're not cheap. They're like between $800 and $1,000.
Sorry, it's actually important that we watch this next part.
There's Lando.
Look at this guy.
Lando's
Look at
hanging
that
out
guy.
on his little chair. They're at a point now where they used to be like $2,000 and it was like a $2,000 to $2,500 and they didn't work quite well. They're at a point now where I reckon they're semi-affordable and they do a really good job. And genuinely, the anxiety it has lowered in my life. The stress of the mopping, the vacuuming, the cat hair. If you got a pet,
I have to tell you, day to day, that lowering of your anxiety does not show.
It's not at work. If we had one at work, I'd
Let's
feel
get
better.
one for work.
Get one for
But
the
I get
office,
home.
man.
One for here would need to be fucking industrial strength.
Yeah.
Josh, think of how many doorsteps to get up those stairs I'd have to make. Think of the ramp.
I've got a little pool cleaner.
Yeah.
It's like a vacuum cleaner, and I love it.
Oh
man.
my god, yeah. Is it one of the ones that roll like on the underside?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And it's not like attached to a filtration system like an old like creepy crawly pump thing.
Oh, really?
It doesn't even have cables, man.
Yes.
It's batteries,
Really?
so just
Okay,
chuck
mine's
it in.
different.
Does it do the thing where it comes up the side for breath a little time? It goes back
It
down.
sounds like a fucking frog.
Yes,
Or something. I think
yes.
something's drowning in my pool.
That's amazing.
Well,
Yeah,
Mark mentioned as
love
well,
that.
there's lawnmowers now.
Well, I was about to say I was in
Yeah,
Norway
man.
and it was like there was just lawnmowers driving along all the public park
dude.
areas. They were just
Holy
mowing
shit.
all the
The
lawns. And they go
lawnmower
back to a
ones are
station as
new
well.
though, and they're so expensive.
And
we
they're-
just tested them at Choice. This is how I know.
There you go. But
Like
that's the thing. They're at
$5,000.
the point where robot vacs were like 5 or 10 years ago, where they're like
Yeah,
they're
man.
just starting
Exactly.
and they're going down to the heavy weeds and getting caught up in that. And it's like, imagine getting the
This is it. You don't want the robots like making art, writing music, all the stuff that people enjoy doing.
Yes.
You want
Servants.
robots doing the shit that you don't want to do.
little servants that you put googly eyes on.
I want
Exactly.
when the robot laundry folder guys.
Oh,
yeah.
God. It's
Yeah.
like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about here for a second? Where's the? Come on, where's the?
What's the saying? I want to make art and have a robot do my laundry,
Yeah,
not
not
do
that.
my laundry while the robot makes art.
Very
Yeah,
true.
man.
Well, that's one step towards it because.
We blew it up.
But that's
It's gonna
my game of life tip. Sorry.
There you go.
Very
I was
good.
just gonna say it's gonna be Charlton Heston, but it's a robot vacuum on the beach.
You vacuumed it up. You fools.
vacuumed it all up.
And that was our game of life. I love the baby pockety so much.
It's a cutie. That was by Coastal.
Coastal drawing.
Coastal got their own ad tonight. And again, we're sorry for that ad. That
Sorry.
is going to wrap it up for us. Coming up next, we're going to do a quick little post show for those who want to stick around and can come and join us. You've got to be at the gold tier of our Patreon to join us in the post show, and it'll also give you access to our Discord and a bunch of other things, a bunch of other perks that you can get as part of a diehard back pocket fan and Patreon member as well. The post show is where we're going to chat to you guys a little bit. We will do a little more Q&A stuff with you guys, and we'll have a look at some of the creative. Did we check with Mark? Is he gonna go home? He's
It's already like 10:30
It's pretty
as
late.
well.
You gotta go home.
I'll see how I go, man.
Let's see how he goes.
I'll see how it-
No pressure. All
It's
good.
been fun, though,
In fact, you
man.
should leave right now.
Yeah, get out of here. now.
Get out.
Get out.
He's just nervous, guys. He's just nervous.
Oh, he's so nervous.
That is adorable. But yes, we'll have a look at some more of the creative in the post show. So it'd be great to see you guys behind the paywall. Come and join us over there straight after this. And again, if you're at that tier, that also gives you access to a whole bunch of stuff. The Discord is the big one where you can go and chat with all the other back pocketeers. You'll get the Discord role there and get to keep up to date with all the things that we're doing, all the extra content we're making. Come and join us for some game nights, that kind of stuff. There's plenty of those games we saw tonight that I actually want to do in a game night.
yeah,
So
Review would be
we're going to
fantastic
do that.
for it.
But yes, Mark, thank you so much for joining us. It's been well overdue to have you on the show.
Thanks, man. It's been sick. You guys are awesome.
Oh, thank
Thanks,
you very
Ruby.
much.
You're the best illustrator ever.
Oh,
Do you want to plug anything? You've got obviously the book's the
book.
big one.
That's it.
There it is. Hold
What's
it
up,
Get-
boys? It's good.
Where can people find the book?
Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the link. I think the link's been posted heaps
Yeah.
in the chat, which is really cool.
We're working on getting it.
But when you read it,
Somewhere else.
tell me if you liked it. I just want people to like and enjoy the book. And
Oh yeah, if you've bought it, you can
An Amazon
you can-
review. Leave
you can
a
do a
review.
little 5-star review on
Oh,
Amazon.
that would be
maybe.
good. Yeah.
Even if you haven't read it.
You must. Do you
I
have to?
think you
You
have
have to have bought it.
You have to have bought it.
Yeah.
You have to have bought it.
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you like it,
Thanks,
tell
Dolphin
us you
Pants.
like it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Snail. I remember
Oh.
your review made me really happy. I saw
Yeah.
it. Thank you. Thank
But
you.
yeah.
Amazing. Well, yeah.
Sorry.
Mark asking for reviews, Ruby threatening for reviews. But
Oh, no,
both, what a
yeah.
team.
Hold
What
on,
a
he's
team.
done it.
I
He's
thought you were
done
doing
it.
the Lemmy
I
thing.
can't.
Yeah, get out.
Okay, both threatening.
Get the book. Get the book.
Yeah, oh, that's so good. That's such,
Couldn't get.
that's such a good Scottish accent.
What
Thank
a creative
you. I learned
duo.
from my
Well,
dad.
congrats again on the book.
Thanks,
it's
man.
amazing. And yeah, if you haven't already, go and pick up a copy.
Yosh.
Lovely. Well, that is our show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Please, as I said, stick around if you're here for the post show afterwards. That's coming up straight after this. You can head to backpocket.gg for links to everything else that we make out there. There's our socials, our Instagram, our TikTok, and the Patreon, as we mentioned before. We will be back next week. Am I boring you, Ruby?
No, I'm just EP.
Oh, just a little tired.
Sorry.
We're all a little tired, but we're going to power on. Hopefully, you guys stick with us and do that as well. For those at the gold tier, oh lordy,
I love
at the gold
making
tier and
everyone
above, we'll see you in
wide.
the
It's so
post show. We'll
funny.
catch you guys next week. Before then, Peter, big yawn. Ruby, big yawn.
Bye.
Mark, big yawn. I'm going to yawn as well, but we're sticking around.
Bye,
We'll catch you guys
Peter.
later.
Goodbye.
Big yawn.
I'm not tired.